We're just being extra.
Hey, this is the Just Extra podcast with Jackie and Erica. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Erica. And you might notice something different in the visuals of today. We're in a new location. Jack and I are actually together. Ooh. And we have someone with us. We have our very first guest on the pod, y'all.
Clap, clap, clap.
I'm like, the equipment is upgraded. I'm like, am I loud? I mean, the answer is obviously yes, but am I louder?
No, you good. You good. You good in the earphones. Yay. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. I'm like, this is Hassan. Yay! Cheers! Applause.
I actually have a sound thing that has an applause, but I don't know which one it is.
And this is why we've been upgraded. Let me upgrade you. Upgrade you. Okay, that's what he did with our life. So yeah, tell the people who you are.
Yes, I am your male best friend. Everyone's male best friend. My name is Hassan. I'm from Chicago. So I have a podcast coming up very soon. I was supposed to have it before I did this episode, but look, I'm just so
it could get out.
Trying to be perfect and shit. So I'm like changing it 50 million times. But I have a podcast coming out called Ask Your Male Best Friend. And I'm the male best friend. So yeah, doing that. So it'll be out real soon for you guys. But you know,
conceptually, tell us about, like, obviously, you know, Ask Your Male Best Friend, but like, how'd you come up with a concept? Why are you the male best friend that we should be talking to?
So it actually came up from like just real life because I have a lot of women friends. Like so many, and they all call me their best friend, and they probably gonna be mad when they see this because they gonna be like, "Who else is your best friend?" But
you got more.
Well, I just met you, so it's not yet me, but I appreciate the concept.
I feel like we kind of
we've come
like
very close,
yeah.
very close.
Twin.
I want to say, like, you're very personable. Where have you been?
Thank you.
I hate that song. So
Everybody hates that song now. I feel like
I don't. Okay. I haven't listened to the song, but hearing it so much on social media make me hate it.
I like it.
Have you heard the whole song?
Something.
No, she didn't.
No, you didn't. It's like Instagram and TikTok will kill a song before it even gets wings. Like, for real. Like, they will burn it out so quick. But that's okay. You know, that's how more and more songs are just getting filtered through.
Yeah,
but that's crazy.
That shit gonna stop with TikTok now.
Do you think they're gonna ban TikTok?
They definitely gonna do it.
Did y'all see him getting I don't know, drilled? Like, the guy who created TikTok, like, it was very racist.
Wait. Oh, okay. I was gonna ask, like, what do you mean by he got drilled? Because I was just trying to.
No. I say, now, is it because it is a non-American made country, company?
They were really trying to get this man to admit that he was Chinese, and he's like, I'm Singaporean. And I don't know.
Let me give y'all a little thing. The thing with me, and that was why I was hesitant about TikTok. One, they have access to all of your data and what you do.
So do Facebook.
Yeah, but Facebook is American owned. So
I mean,
I just rather, and this is my patriotism.
I'm just like, is this a little xenophobia?
No, it's not. Just more so like, hey, if you are, you know, there's different countries and everybody does things a different way. And my thing is, once you put the economy in the hands of another country with different ideologies as you, you're gonna be under their foot, under their thumb. You already, you know, we already talked about this. But America, y'all gave too much power. And now, you know.
Gave too much power to who?
You've given out too much power. I would just say that.
I just feel like, okay, what ideologies is America based in that we're like so like ready to rally behind us? Like, I am American and I appreciate some, you know, of the rights that I have. But it's been a journey. So
as a black person, it's like, yeah, you definitely don't have like the highest of privilege. But at the end of the day, all around the world, that's even in Africa, we're treated like.
We're just being extra.
Throw your hands up.
So, okay, so question. Do you think just because Facebook and IG and all that stuff is because it's American made, you don't think that other countries have our data?
They definitely have it. They probably had access to it before we were actually aware of it. So that's why they're just trying to say, look, we got, and this is why they're kind of just rallying and just trying their best to just scrape back any form of data that they can. You have given we're so open. We're so open. We don't have that many like censors. You know, in other countries, things are censored. You can't even watch porn.
Yeah.
So how the hell?
And TikTok is different in China. Like how TikTok is over there, theirs is more so like educational.
I've heard that as well.
Ours, it's like just
It's
whatever.
all fun and games.
But I hear that it's not even about data. Like I hear it is about like the dissemination of information. Like
Yeah, because
we have
how do
so
you
much
think-
access to information that they don't want us to have access to.
Yeah, because with like
All the
Facebook and
movements.
TikTok, they can kind of filter out what they can put out and stuff like that. But with TikTok, it's like you get more of the quote unquote truth on TikTok, and it's not so much filtered. That's why it's like it's a whole lot of things that's hidden behind, especially with the music situation. Like now that I think Universal has taken off all of their music, and Universal is like
That's universal.
it's a big conglomerate when it comes to the music industry.
Well, we'll see. Because unfortunately, when they did that with YouTube, they kind of figured out like, damn, they kind of shot themselves in the foot because a lot of creators were making money. But once they were trying to charge people or saying like, hey, you know, you can't use our stuff at all, you know, people stopped using it. But once you realize, oh, these are still considered streams. And if you would have just collaborated with the person who actually did the song or the video with you, you could have made more money off of that. Now, the thing is, the music industry is dying because of the way they've been going about it.
Yeah,
So,
it's more so the big corps are trying to get more money out of it and are really fucking the artists in the end. Because the whole TikTok thing and taking out the music
Capitalism.
and taking out that music, you're really hurting other artists. Now that new artists can't get popping on a TikTok like they can, or songs, like it's been songs that were 4 or 5 years old, all of a sudden be on TikTok and now it's shoot back up.
it breathes in new life to things and artists. And what was that one artist? Everybody like, oh, damn, where the fuck were you that? Natasha Bedingfield or something?
That happened with Chris Brown too.
Hell yeah. Now, Chris Brown hasn't really gone anywhere, but you know the younger kids that canceled his ass.
Yeah.
They really canceled his ass for real.
You think so?
Well, he's going to make a resurgence because everybody makes a resurgence in like 20 years. But because people going to be like, oh, he was doing backflips and shit. And Wall to Wall was pretty good, you know. And, you know, he can do a lot of things. You know, he just can't sing all the way. But, you know, pretty
Okay,
privileged.
so I have a good question for y'all. And we can get right into
Yeah,
it.
we can get to it.
That
I'm
was like
sorry,
the
y'all.
longest
Because you
tangent.
see Erica, because I can get really into it. I'm talking about that lifesaver, okay? Because I'll get far off into
Yeah,
some
that
shit.
candy. Lightsaber candy, yeah.
girl.
But let me ask y'all this.
Wait,
Okay.
did we finish your introduction?
We didn't. Okay, let's do
I
this.
Okay.
I know who you are.
My bad. So yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
nigga.
you need to make it. Look, it's 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Look,
Look.
I'm gonna make some.
Look,
I'm
we
gonna take
good.
a little
We-
some maintenance for us.
We riding this shit out.
All right.
But yeah, just
We were talking about like why are you the male best friend that we should all be going to?
so with mine, right, with my podcast, I've watched a lot of, I guess, male expertise or relationship expertise guys that try to give.
Like who? Who would you recommend?
Um,
Are you saying that you don't recommend any, which is why you're like,
so no,
I need to be here?
there are some good ones out there too, but it's also some bad ones, like the ones that's
He's dead. Now.
so. We can talk about that.
I would love to. I have my thoughts.
But no, a lot of things that I saw was, and it's just like even women that do things with women, like trying to help them when it comes to relationship. A lot of things that's missing. And one thing I think that's missed is you can tell somebody, like, let's just say hypothetical situation, a woman is dating a guy for like 3-4 years. She's unhappy in this relationship. Of course, her friends and everybody's going to tell her to leave. Yes, that's the most obvious thing. But you have to get to the situation of, okay, why can't this person leave? It could be a situation where the reason why this woman can't leave because it may have been a situation of she sees from her family with her mom and her dad, or her mom dating other men that aren't good, or the dad is, the relationship is not good, or communication is horrible, or she sees her mom staying with her dad and he could be a bum ass nigga, and she just think like, oh, okay, this is what love is. Like, love is supposed to be
Okay, so
bad.
she's seen it. She hasn't had exposure to a healthy relationship, so she hasn't left. Okay.
So more,
But she still should.
yeah, she still should, but it's also a thing of, okay, why? Why should you? And then also, why not not why, but how can you not put yourself in that same predicament again? Because you can leave one situation and then get right back into another one. And
If you don't
just
learn your lesson.
Yeah, just a cycle. So a lot of my friends that I've had, women friends, have these conversations with them all the time. And they'll tell me like, oh, okay, but this person told me this person. And it's like, okay, so let me ask you this. Why do you feel like you have to stay?
You
What is
are
it?
very good with the questions, by the way. Like me and Arlene were just on the phone, and then she started incorporating you in FaceTimes. And you'll ask some questions. I'm like, what you my therapist or something? Like,
Listen, when I tell y'all this, like for me to get to this journey, like I was like that. Like a lot of relationships that I was in, I shouldn't have been in because, man, a lot of things that I learned, like from family, friends, society, all of that stuff, when I thought it was like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. And this is what it should be. And honestly, you can get those ideas or, what you see wrong. And it's a lot of ways to do everything wrong, but we don't know what's the, best route or the best way to do it. So it was a lot of times where I was in fucked up ass relationships. I was in abusive relationships. Not me abusing, but I was in abusive relationships.
putting
Good
hands on
clarification.
That was-
they was putting their hands on you.
yeah, I had one that did that.
Dang.
Yeah, it was interesting.
We might touch back on that.
I also been in relationships where I've cheated and also that person cheated. I recognize why I cheated. What was the reason, that made me want to do it or get with this person, knowing that this person was not good for me. Like, it's a whole lot of things. And when I hear just women or anybody in general, it's like, okay, where does that come from? Why do you feel like that this is acceptable or this is something? Like, I have one friend, and I remember her telling me, her and her other friends were talking. They were talking about relationships, and she started talking about relationships she had. It was very toxic, abusive, things like that. And she was like, they was looking at me like in shocked, like, wait, damn, you went through that? And she was like, man, I thought it was normal.
It's a lot of things that are considered normal if you don't know anybody else.
Yeah,
that
a
hasn't
lot of
done
things,
it.
right? It's a lot of things is normal, but it's a thing of, is it healthy? That's one thing that we got to look at. Like, is it healthy to be in that? A lot of things are not healthy. A lot of things are normal because everybody's going
They're
through
fun
it.
too, but they're not healthy.
Yeah, low key. I ain't gonna lie. I'm also a toxic ass nigga.
Yes,
Not
you
in
are.
Not in that way, and like manipulative and all the other shit. But it's like
There's some things you said. I'm like, y'all. See, this is why we can't just be keeping it real. Because there's some people out here that likes to lie. Like, really quickly, I'll just inform you. So, just getting to know him a little bit, and we've talked. And we'll get into it later. But he likes to lie, or he wants to be lied to in the bedroom.
Yes.
And I'm like,
What kind of way? Can I have an example?
So I think the example I like to use is the I love you thing, right?
Oh, God.
So
Don't do that. Don't ever say that shit to me.
So,
No, so,
sorry,
okay,
not to be
okay.
like really
Together.
graphic or anything. So like while you're like penetrating her.
So no. This happens way before that. Like, of course, it's a conversation that has to be had. So
What you mean it happens way before then?
No, it's a conversation that has to be had. So, okay, here's the scenario.
Should we be getting advice from you?
So no, I'm gonna explain.
Actually, this is why you should be doing this, because if you know you're wrong.
Yeah, of course.
That's all that
I'm
matters.
very accountable. Even in
Okay.
the relationships I've been in where I got cheated on, I still hold accountability for
But I'm
myself.
also just like, so why do you do these behaviors if you know that they are wrong?
They're fun.
So thank you. But so here's how the scenario goes, and I've done this.
It's not fun when it impacts another person. You know, drinking alcohol just for me, you know, but like telling somebody else that I love them.
No. See, you thinking of it in a
Okay,
way.
I need the context, I
You're
guess.
you're thinking of it in a way of it's like I'm not telling you anything. We're not having that communication. I'm just lying. No, it's not it. Because I've actually been in a relationship, not a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, but in a situationship like that, to where it's like I was single. I wasn't trying to be in a relationship. That person had just got single, and they didn't want to be in a relationship. And it was for me personally. Right now, I am trying to get myself together in order to be back into a relationship. I'm trying to be exactly what I know that I can be and that I want to be for not only, for my significant other, but also my kids as well.
So how does this correlate back to the I love you? So
I'm
like,
getting-
how
I'm
does
getting
that?
there,
Yeah, I'm
getting
sorry.
there. So, with me wanting to be like that, it's kind of like, and I'm a very sexual person and I'm also a very loving person. Like, I don't miss relationships right now, but I do miss the physical touch and things like that. So, me and this person, we had a conversation about that. We were just like, I would love to still do like the, kicking, having sex and stuff like that. We can say I love you and not mean it. We can say it during sex. That's something we can do. Like, we know we both don't mean it, but it's just the adrenaline rush of it. Just to be like, oh shit. It's more so of having that love.
It's a no for me.
It's like having that love inside of you and knowing that you can't.
So you actually do.
You don't,
For example, there are clubs where people go to and they cuddle with each other.
Yes, you can hire someone to just cuddle with you.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's just like that. It's kind of like, why not get somebody that's like, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship, I don't want to be in love, but I do want to do these things. So let's keep all the other things separate. We could just do that. We don't have to go out. We don't have to.
No, I understand that
Talk to each
because
other, anything like
that's the whole life. But I guess I'm just like,
Why I got to be the whole life?
oh,
If you just doing it with just one person, let's say
it's,
you're a hoe.
yeah, no, I still, it's whole behavior.
What's wrong with having a whole behavior?
I didn't say anything was wrong with it. I just called it what it was.
I mean, yeah, but you saying it? Are you saying it in a negative way, or is it just like,
No, I'm a hoe.
okay?
So I couldn't imagine myself being like in a situationship and being like, okay, but let's pretend that we love each other in the bedroom and like let's say it, like to me, I'm like we could be like, oh, I really like this and talk about all the things, but like for me to just be like I love you,
You can
like we just
say
agreed that we were just gonna say these things. That I couldn't even say it.
No, here's my thing. The language is real. The endorphins are real. The oxytocin,
Take your time,
y'all. The oxytocin is real. The nut is real, but then the feelings aren't.
It's more so of think back to the situations where you were in a toxic relationship. You knew it was toxic, but it was exciting. It was fun.
Okay, it's fun for a little bit.
And it's kind of, but it's a thing to where it's like, okay, I would like that same fun feeling, but I want to take the whole situation out. So why not kind of like a role playing thing?
I can see that. Now, once you put it like that and just say, we are literally role playing.
Yeah, that's it.
This is done. Once we hit that's it.
I don't know, because I think it would completely mess me up because the way that I like to have sex is very like intimate. And so if you just stroking me and just holding me and being so nice and then you say that you love me then.
So that's how you like to have sex?
Yeah, I like to yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm like, I don't need you to say that you love me.
See, I can say I love you and then just be like throwing you everywhere. Like,
yeah. That's
Oh my
okay.
God. Okay. So, with your experience and just being like, toxic, all right, I want to take a break now. But also, in my break, let me help the ladies in my life.
Sorry, before you answer that question, can I just context for people who also still don't know you? Like, Can we do like an age? Can we do like, I don't know why.
Astrology, we got to get into that.
Some of
too.
those things. Yeah.
so I am 38, no kids.
Single in
Amazing.
a relationship.
No, I am single. I was in a relationship, I want to say 2 years ago. So what got me, okay, rewind. What got me to this situation, right? So to have this clarity and all this stuff. It was one relationship I was in particular, like 5-6 years ago, I want to say, maybe a little bit longer than that. This was somebody that I liked. I was liked her for a long time. We were friends. And then, I asked her, because she had told me she liked me. I'm like, okay, cool. We like each other. We know each other. We know each other as friends. Like, let's do this. But she wasn't sure. So one day she was just like, yeah, let's do it, whatever. So it was a long distance relationship too. So
Like official relationship.
yeah, it's long distance.
Okay.
So luckily I had like a buddy pass, so I was able to, fly back anytime I wanted to.
Shout out to the buddy pass people. I'm so jealous.
Man,
How
I
long
missed
were
that.
y'all together?
We were together for like almost 2 years. Like before, like we was like maybe a month away from making 2 years, and we broke up.
What broke you up? Was it the distance or something else?
No. It was basically, and it was hard for me to accept it for a long time, but she was just like, I'm not sure if you can be able to provide and, doing things, because it was just like, I was still in that in-between phase of trying to figure out what I really wanted to do and, what was my purpose and things like that. And today, now, I get where she was coming from. Back then, it was just like, well, shit, I'm sitting there doing this stuff. I'm trying to get this right. Da, da, da.
I was going to ask you, like, did you understand why? I feel like when we get older, we understand. It's hard.
We never understand right then and there, just because it's like we don't want it to end and we're thinking more with our emotions. But
Yes.
once you have time and be able to have some clarity, then it's kind of like, nah, yeah, she was right.
It's important for a man to find his purpose. Even if he doesn't have the exact role yet, he knows exactly what direction he wants to go into. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, somebody could just come in and the idea looks good, and then y'all just rolling down the hill to,
Right.
hell.
Yeah. And then right after that, maybe a couple years later or a few years later, I end up rekindling things with an ex, like from years ago. We talked about it, know what things that we, need to fix. Once we did that, got back together, everything was going good. And at that particular time, we were just starting to get out of the pandemic. So still trying to get things going. Around that time, real estate market was starting to go down. The job I was working at, I was making more with my real estate than I was with my regular job. But then when the real estate started going slow, then hit some financial troubles. And then also, I just didn't feel myself. Like, it was just something going on. I was like, I don't know what it is, but right now I'm not happy. Like, and I know I can't be in a relationship with this person who, of course, yes, she's going to be there for me and try to get me out of it. But it's like, I don't know how long this is going to be. And I don't know exactly what's going on. So, just one day, it's so funny. We had an argument, and the argument was very small, but it got to a point where it's just like, you know what, I can't do this. And
You said that?
yeah. And I told her I needed some time to think, and she knew that I was depressed. I was going through depression around that
shit.
time. So
Male depression.
I ain't gonna lie. I was doing some good fucking during that time. I ain't gonna lie.
That's when toxicity breeds itself, and then
It
you're like,
was.
damn, I
That was
kind of like
like-
this. Like, let's just be toxic.
You know, have
You're
some,
like, I need something to make me feel good.
yeah, and honestly, at that time, it was just like that was the only thing that got me out of reality. It was just like had some libations and turn on some Weekend and look.
It is, man.
That was that's when I gave my best dick around that time. I ain't gonna lie. I found out how to finally dick, and
How to dick.
it was just like, oh shit, I need to be depressed more often.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
That's it.
But but that's what I was saying. How it's like during that time, like I don't want to go back to feeling depressed or in that depression phase, but I do want to take the dick with me. So
So have you? I mean, that was only like
I haven't had sex since then. So
since like 21, like 2021.
was 2000 and I think 21 years. It's been like a year and a half.
It's 24.
It's 2024.
So maybe it was 2022, 2021. Where one of them times.
It's been a minute, so it's been over a year for you.
Yeah, I ain't seen none.
Oh, I ain't seen none. Male depression. And this is why you got to get to know people. Like, if y'all been together for a minute.
Not male depression.
No, male
Right.
depression is a real thing. Like, when guys are depressed, there is nothing that you can do about it.
Yeah,
I mean, but
you
with
can't.
when anyone is depressed, though, like there's nothing that you can do about it.
No, I've seen women actually reach out for like family and friends more than guys do. Guys will really keep everything bottled up internally.
You
but
know
there's
what?
still a solution.
It's still a solution, but it's also a thing where, as men, we can really be vulnerable like that.
Y'all don't have a lot of safe
And
spaces.
why is that?
Honestly, it's society. Like we see, we grew up in that whole household or around a whole bunch of males where it's just like, you don't, whatever you going through, just tuck that shit. Like you gotta.
Do you want to
going.
be different?
Yes, I do.
And what
Because
steps
honestly,
are you taking to be different?
That's what. After that, when I broke up with my ex, I quickly went to find a therapist.
Oh, good job.
This
Actually-
is not sponsored.
Actually, it was one person that got me to, that introduced me to mental health awareness, and that's our friend, Erling.
Yay.
She sent me a video. This was back in 2020. She sent me a video, and ever since then, I was like, that's all you see in my YouTube is like podcasts.
Do you know
therapy
the
shit.
creator? Who's
It was like one of those 5 reasons why you should let go or some shit like that. It was like
Okay.
one of those type of, with the little artsy shit, and they, had a little stick figure walking and showing like all that shit. But it was so interesting. I started like deep diving and going down rabbit holes, stuff like that. Then I started looking up actual therapists when they be giving out free shit. I started going to, a personal therapist, and I also found a male group therapy in Chicago.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my gosh, have you ever been to Hip Hop Coffee and Mental
That's
Health?
the one.
Oh my
That
god.
is
Shout
the
out
one.
to you, Christopher Lamarck. Shout out to Nick Lawson, who put me on. Yes. Okay,
that
cool.
was the one. It was actually a therapist that I had on my podcast before. She had sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh shit, what is that?" I guess she must have knew the guy that ran the shop.
Can we have the name one more time for everybody?
Hip Hop Coffee
And Mental Health.
And Mental Health, yeah.
I like that.
It's like yellow.
Yeah.
Bright yellow is like there.
And it's so dope. And like the first time when I went there,
He just spoke for us for Black History Month. We hired him to speak to our
nice. That's
employees.
dope.
Yes. And we wanted to, again, old girl Nick, who is like very passionate about this place, and like she found it and all the things that he's doing specifically for men and mental health in Chicago. And he shared his backstory, which I won't repeat for his own like stuff, but he's from the south side of Chicago, grew up like, you know, and experienced his own like traumas and realized the importance of, you know, mental health. And he wanted to, you know, create spaces
honestly,
for men.
That makes me like, that made me look at mental health and just like, damn, that shit real. And once you start noticing that, then you start seeing like other shit in your life. Like I'm looking at friends, family, and things like that. And I'm like,
Everybody's messed up.
damn, like I see why.
I told y'all, my uncle said we got a little crazy in us. Everybody got a little crazy in us. What's your crazy? Like, I know I started therapy in 2021 after my grandma died, and I was just like going back and forth home and just seeing how my family dynamic changed so much. So, you know, Black people, right? You know, we just kind of get into mental health. So
like
they looking at you
didn't
crazy.
think that.
Only some of us are in it.
A lot of y'all need to be of it.
Man,
okay?
when I tell y'all, like, it's been a life changer for me. When it not even just like with romantic relationships, just like me, period. Knowing that, okay, if I want to get to here, there's a lot of things I need to change about myself. There's a lot of things I need to take accountability with myself. And that was one thing that I couldn't do for some reason, was take accountability for myself.
You always had an excuse for stuff. Like, you know, when we think of the word accountability, like say it's like, oh, you did something, or I'm coming to you and you did something. And instead of you saying, oh, yes, I did, it was just more so, well, you did.
Yeah.
Well, this was. It's always something around it. Never you just like, this is what I did. And y'all say women don't hold themselves accountable. Which
I was just about to say, like, that's y'all line right there. Like, but I did this because.
Honestly, a lot of us don't take accountability.
I take accountability.
I take accountability.
You know what they say? They say if it didn't
I'm about
impact
to say,
you,
Jackie.
I do take accountability.
You said so right now, as in today.
No, I do take accountability.
When
I
it
will
started.
give you the reason why I did, but I'm not going to know that I did. I'm like, yeah, I did. Do you want to know why? If not, I still did it. I'm very bad.
I think you could take accountability without actually feeling bad for the things that you did.
I
Like,
can.
Yeah,
I
you
could be
can.
like, you're
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
correct. I did that for sure. For sure I did it.
Like, yeah, it was wrong.
and I meant
but
it.
I meant
You
to
are
do that shit.
cutthroat. I'm starting to learn.
You know what? It was so funny because I definitely asked Jackie and Arlene, and I was like, what would be words that describe me? And I feel like, you know, nice isn't going to be one of them. And they were like, yeah, that's true. My headphones falling off.
The laugh was crazy. That's you good. You situated. There you go.
Listen, y'all can, this is when y'all could be like, no.
No.
Nah. Nah.
Y'all is phony.
But yeah.
Well, what do you feel like is the biggest lesson that you've learned in therapy?
The biggest lesson that I learned in therapy. Shit, I would say is it's okay to ask for help. I'm a person that don't ask for help. Like, if I would have to be like at the end of it, like I ain't got no other solutions for it. Instead of already asking for help earlier and not, you know, having to deal with other shit, it's kind of like I've learned to actually ask for help, and it's okay to ask for help.
Why do you feel like you didn't want to ask for help?
Is it the perfectionism?
Yes and no.
Did you feel like men are supposed to know everything and do everything and handle everything?
A little bit of that. It's also too of just looking weak. It was more so that because I don't know where I got it from, and that's something that I'm still trying to figure out. But why do I see it like that? Like, why do I feel like ask for help makes you look weak.
I don't know who said that, like, you're supposed to be able to do everything. Like, since the beginning of time, people knew that they couldn't do everything. That's why some people were hunters, some people were gatherers, and then you exchange the goods. You know what I'm saying? Like, never and ever has anyone been able to literally do everything. Like, that's how we got into the bartering system. That's how we got into creating money, because now it's like I need to figure out what exchange we are going to do, because I don't know how to build this coffee table.
Yeah, and it'll be hard to try to find out where it came from, but it's a thing to where you have to be the one to stop it.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna add to this. We talked about ideologies in America. Being independent, quote unquote, is upheld. It's actually rewarded more, and it's big
very
flex.
Western.
It's and it's also, you can't lie. People love to flex. I did it by myself, and I built this shit on my own type shit. So it's like.
But really, it's kind of like you really didn't, because like you had to have some sort of assistance to get still.
Of course, but people don't want to give credit to other people.
Interesting. Yeah, and I can understand that concept from like a systems perspective.
It's an ego thing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone has like at least a team, right? Like, yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, that was like the one thing that I had to learn in therapy. And it was also another thing is to love yourself, like be in love with yourself. I'm still working on that. Like somebody asked me about 2 months ago, and they were like, "Do you love yourself?"
I was asked that question a year ago too.
No, it was, "Do you like yourself?" They asked me, "Do I like myself?" And I was like, of course you'll think about that and you just be like, yeah, of course I do. But then when you really think about it, I'm like, do I actually do? Like, like, you can say it, but your actions that you do make it look like that you don't like yourself. Like, I'm very hard on myself. Like, if I cook something and I be like, man, this shit trash. And then other people will be like, no, this shit good. I'm like, this shit trash. Like, anytime, like, all the accomplishments I've done, I still be like, I ain't do shit. Like, oh, man, I got my realtor license, but I mean, shit, I ain't really.
My ex used to say things like that all the time when he was like, your parents always, made it seem like you were supposed to do a lot of these things. Like most people haven't accomplished what you have accomplished. Like, why do you feel like you can't, like, say great job to yourself, why do you feel like that was just like I was supposed to do that?
Yeah, I definitely still trying to figure that out. And honestly, I'm still learning about myself. It's a lot of things that I still haven't figured out. And honestly, that's keeping me from wanting to get in a relationship, because I don't want to get into another relationship with somebody and I hurt them. Even though...
Clay?
Because like you can still hurt a person and not hurt a person in the way of the normal, like cheating or things like that. Like you can hurt a person by being like, man, I wasn't ready. And it could be and this is why I hate when some people say where it's like man, all you need is to just find that one person, like that good girl or that good boyfriend, and you'll be okay. And it's kind of like, no, because if I do,
you find me, fuck it up.
Yeah, and they don't realize that, yes, you may have found that person that's good, but you may not be that good person for them.
Very true.
So it's a thing to where it's like, I don't want to do that. Like, that hurt me to want to break up with my ex, because it was just
What do you think you still need to do, though, before you can enter in a relationship, knowing that we are all, always, until we die, going to be a work in progress? What is it that you feel like, okay, well, this is the thing, because, the other 75 I can manage with?
So I'm not looking to be perfect, if you think of that. I'm not trying to be perfect, but I want to go and try to fix the things to where it doesn't interfere with my relationship. And there was things that I started to notice that I was like, okay, I really don't have the best relationship with my family. I barely talk to him.
Same.
So it's
Same.
a thing.
But I don't think that I need to do that to have a romantic relationship.
It kind of
does, actually.
Yeah.
I think that I can be aware of like why I don't have a good relationship with my family and just note that. But I don't think that that's necessarily means that I'm not trying to be in a romantic relationship because I know I'm going to cause you harm. Like I'm very aware of like, oh, this is why me and my family we're not great. And I think as long as you are aware of those things, to me, having a romantic relationship is like, this is my chance to like really do it right. Like I look at it like I'm like this is like a fresh start. Like this is like we're going to create our own nucleus. Like I really would like that, versus like I keep trying to beg these hoes or, why y'all hoes not seeing what I'm trying to say to y'all. Like I don't need to necessarily fix things here. I need to heal from them, yes. But I don't, and I need to be aware of what my triggers are so that I'm not putting them onto other people. But again, I don't necessarily feel like I
It
gotta
has to be all happy.
It's not about them. It's about you and what you're bringing over.
it's not in the way of that, but like you just said, like it's certain triggers, and I noticed that when something may go wrong in my relationship or if there's a disagreement, I know how I am. The way I communicate with my family when it's like that, I do that in relationships as well. So it's a thing to where it's like, okay, I need to be able to really know how to not just shut down and be like, no, fuck that. I ain't trying to talk to your ass. Like,
can you say that though? Like if you just say, hey, I'm not really trying to talk about it right now, but I will return
not
in 3 hours.
Mine's not like that. I'm super petty. I'll be like, I ain't trying to, like, I'll also break up with you. And it'll be not even serious.
Interesting.
Nah, don't play that shit.
Because what? I guess why? Like, is it because, again, like, you don't want to own your part in it? Or is it, like, why don't you want to revisit the conversation?
I don't mind revisiting the conversation, but it's just like in that moment, it's like...
It doesn't have to be in the moment.
You like to be dramatic.
But do you know about how much time it takes you to process? And can you communicate that amount of time?
No, I get that. And I also do that in my friendships as well, too. Because there's been times where me and my friends have disagreed. And if I don't like the shit, like, I'll delete your number. Do all that shit.
Like to be dramatic.
I mean, yeah, I'm a very, like, I'm going to let y'all know.
Sorry,
this
so
right
what's
now.
your sign? Because we didn't actually answer that question.
I'm a Libra.
Oh, okay.
So what does that mean?
Libras are supposed to be more balanced and even tempered.
Not until they reach but
we not.
the ego peak.
We not. No, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just honestly, I don't believe in those signs and things like that because I can have the same
September or October?
October.
October what?
22nd, like the last day.
So you crisping on a Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of makes a little sense.
That now I can see more of that.
I don't. Y'all gonna have to.
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're talking about like, just go cut it, I feel that.
But
it just doesn't seem
I have
very
a family
Libra-y.
member that's a Scorpio, and they're not like that. Like they don't cut off or anything like that. So I just honestly just think that it's just personality.
But you also have to be aware of other people's signs, like their moon and everything else. But then we're getting 2 stars and moons in over here. But just overall, like, what I'll say about the dramatics, don't play that shit with me because somebody, left me. Like, it was like my last dude that was going to be my boyfriend. Not the most recent one, but the one in 2020. We got in an argument. And then he walked out the door and slammed the door. I locked the door. He called me back. I thought you was going to chase after me. I'm like, no, nigga, I don't play that shit. The fuck?
I mean, that could be a situation where you probably saw that in his household where one of them.
I don't care. Don't play that with me. Like, that's not funny. Like,
I vote don't play that because you delete my number. I'm not looking for you either.
at all.
True.
Don't block me either because I'm going to block you
looking for
back.
you.
No, I'm not a blocker. Only the way I'll block somebody is if I know you're gonna contact me. So, but other than that, I don't block.
I don't block. I want y'all to see me flourish.
I blocked and then I unblocked somebody, but I was like, oh, actually, I blocked them, but then I didn't block them everywhere.
I'm lying. I've blocked family members.
And then when it hit me back up, I was like, oh, well,
Not
there
on
you go.
phone, but on social media, which I feel like is different.
Why is that? Okay.
Why is there a difference between social media blocking and actual
Yeah,
like
like
phone
why does
blocking?
like why is it that is?
I don't want visual reminders of you, but if you ever want to talk about it,
Oh no, I get that part.
find a solution, call me. But I don't want to see you. I'm mad at you.
But do you? Okay.
I don't want to see you either. I don't want to see nothing you up to. I don't want to see like my family on my dad's side. They completely did a whole bunch of things for the holidays. They went on a cruise. I didn't know about it until my other cousin posted pictures. And I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to block you too because I don't want to see that either. But I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.
Did you ever ask them why they didn't invite you?
No, we all broke. We're not talking to each other.
Oh, okay.
We all stopped talking in 2022. Yeah, that's a long story. But just overall, I don't want to see nothing you up to. I blocked. And don't come to my graduation either. I better not see you. I better not hear from you. That's okay.
But why can't you be that olive branch to be like, hey?
No, because I have been the olive branch. Like that
Jackie's
whole
a
year.
peacemaker.
I'm a peacemaker. I'm very peaceful. I rather
It's
not.
hard to see that because the stuff you be telling me.
Because I'm already at that edge. So you already pushed me there. There's no peace after that. Like I'm always okay, before we get here, before you make me cross this line, is there anything else we can do here? So if it's a situation they want to be petty, then let's be petty. Let's be very petty, actually.
But why be petty? Like why
Because
be
it's fun. You would know that, wouldn't you?
I just like people to. I like people to understand who they're messing with.
Yeah,
Like,
because
because don't do it again. Like, did you like it?
I can do some more.
Don't. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. It's
okay,
just,
I got a question for y'all.
yeah.
Who was the first person that hurt y'all?
My stepmom.
That hurt me. I would say like my uncle or something, but not in that type of way that you think.
Yeah, it was kinda-
Yeah. He was just kind of a liar. Like he just, when somebody promises you things and then you're like, oh, so where's my, I made all straight A's. Where's my gift? I got you later. I got you next week. And next week never came. Or you just, I ain't seen it again like 3 years.
Damn.
And so it's just kind of like being like bringing in like promises or offering promises. You didn't have to say all that. You didn't have to promise me shit. But you did. Now I'm looking for you to hold up your end of the deal and you're nowhere to be found. So that was like my first example of like, okay, you niggas be lying.
It makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, no uncle has touched me, okay? Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure y'all knew that.
Yeah,
Okay?
you don't want nobody.
No, we ain't got no time for no speculations and shit.
Yeah.
So we have questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Since we're asking the male best friend today on this lovely day.
What time we at? We have 48. See, that's gonna be all back. Or you want to add it in whenever you feel like it. Thanks for editing this, by the way.
Oh, no
We
problem.
are so fancy. I am going to be purchasing. I want to purchase everything, honestly.
We are going to be investing into our business.
And honestly, I think y'all should. And look, y'all podcast is so dope. I love y'all podcast. No lie, I'm not just saying that shit because y'all
You're
my
here?
niggas.
Oh,
But no, I really do love your podcast, and I think that it will be even more better if y'all did it.
Upgraded.
Same room. It's like the energy and everything flows. Like you get the chemistry, things like that. Like honestly, that whole virtual stuff, that's dead. Like
You said, is that?
it's dead. Yeah, that was cool for the pandemic, but it's like
I know. It's just it was so easy because it's like, okay, I'm
it
getting off
is.
of work.
It's easy as shit.
She's at home. I'm getting off of work. I'm like, cause I was coming to her house, and then I was just like, this is not gonna be feasible for me because I gotta go to school, gotta go to work. It's just too much. So honestly, I'm looking forward to after graduation because I feel like I'll have enough time to actually really put a lot of effort into this because I'm into the technology too.
Yes.
Like everything you bought and just listening to my audio over my like headphones and shit. It sounds so good. And, you know, I don't know. I guess I was just always into the tech shit. Like, I did YouTube once upon a time, and I really enjoyed it, but work got in the way. So, you know, I didn't know that influencing was going to take off like this.
I wish it would have taken off for you, Jacqueline. I have no shame in my game. Take me with you.
Honestly, it's crazy, but now it's just like I'm happy we did this podcast because, you know, you were doing a podcast. I'm interested in podcasts as well. And you seem very serious about it. So I was just like, yeah, I want somebody that's gonna hold me accountable, that wants me to show up every single week. Like, there's weeks I don't want to record because I'm so tired.
Right.
And Erica texts me, oh, we're going to record? And then vice versa. I'm like, are we recording today? And, you know, we have skipped some weeks in our earlier days, but we are actually becoming very consistent now. And I'm very proud of that.
Follow us on social media at @justextra_podcast. We're working on YouTube. But yes, I agree. I second everything. And I think that like we can, not that the listeners really care, but like we can, you know, figure out like a clubhouse situation, which is why I really wanted to move. I wanted an office, so that would be like great dedicated space. But, you know, I'm also thinking like, what can we do? What can we bring into like the clubhouse areas of either of our apartments, and, you know, just film together there. I am at home all day. I can move, you know. I can.
I'm always on the go. I'm always in my car somewhere.
Okay, so these questions that we have for you, I'd love to start with like platonic friendships. Jack, do you have one that you want to start with specifically?
You know what? I was just gonna make a comment on well, we did talk about it. You're using this podcast, Ask Your Male Best Friend, to like pretty much reach out and kind of do like that mental health work and give back to the girls because we need it.
And honestly, it's just not for women. It's just the whole, of course, the title, you know. But it's things to where both men and women can take. I don't want it to just be about just women, but it's kind of like, you know, men can take these same things as well too. Like, it's for everyone. Like, it's not just women go through this and men go through this. It's like everybody going through some shit. Like, that's it. Like, and
you're just the male best friend that you're asking the questions
I'm
to.
just here to help.
yeah, so it's kind of like
you asked me the question.
I feel you.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I just want to be able to point people in the right directions, like somebody did for me.
I love that. It's hard for me to like. I consider you like a male friend now because, you know, because I'm like, I see you all the time, and I'm like,
This half heart didn't look like a heart.
I was trying to, but then I was like,
no, not. Ooh.
Let me stop.
It's giving a little brain damaged. Okay.
looking like I was.
No, that's not.
I'm gonna edit it out. I want to use the edit button. I want to use the edit button, so I'm gonna edit that out.
5310. Okay.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Look, yeah. Go
Jackie's like, let me write it down.
Right.
What question you want to ask? I'm like, I'm ready to get some advice, or you know, to look at you crazy because I'm not gonna take that.
I just gotta say, for me, it's hard to make male friends. I'm speaking for myself. Erlene can make male friends like that. Like she just has the ability to do so. I've been asking her like, how are you doing it? And she I think for her, she just like establishing boundaries is really like the thing. I'm very hard at establishing boundaries. I got to establish boundaries with myself.
Why is that?
I don't like limiting myself, but now I know I need to because I can't do everything. And also everything's not meant for me to do.
To me, boundaries just seem like you gonna hate me if I set this boundary?
That's people pleasing.
Do you think you're a people pleaser?
We're both people pleasers.
I used to say no, but I guess so.
What changed?
I guess I be thinking about it like I'm not someone that people can walk all over. Like I don't do just anything that anybody says. Like that is so not me. I do not agree. I do not align to this ish. However, if there are specific people that I do want around for whatever reason, yeah, I probably am more agreeable, or like even like, "Ugh, I don't really want to do this, but I guess I'll do it. Like, yeah, because I like you. So, if I like you, then yeah, I can tap into those people pleasing tendencies. And I just have to acknowledge that I am trying to be liked.
So why do you feel like you have to do that in order for somebody to like you? Like, where did that come from?
I think it came from my stepmom and me doing everything that I felt like correctly, and she's still not liking me. Like, I'm like, I'm not a bad person. I actually do what you ask me to do, and I do it all right. I think I do it well 90% of the time, and it's still not good enough for you. So I guess I'm still in this habit behavior of like, well, let me still, do what I'm going to do. I'm going to show up, and hopefully it's actually like, I appreciate like the validation. Like, I appreciate that. Oh, wow, I did show up. I met your needs that you asked me to, and you're good with that. And I like that, because before I would meet your needs and you still don't like me. So, I like to at least be like, oh, now my effort matches the outcome. And I like to see that. I like to see that. And so I guess it's just more difficult to be like, how do I get to the outcome without sacrificing myself? Like, let's take it another step further.
Okay. So, to not get in too much of...
I'm like, we asking you the questions.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna ask.
Okay, my bad.
My therapy is tomorrow at 4 p.m.
I was like,
My bad. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
okay, I was just gonna ask in general. Do you think,
Is this like a 2-part question? Like,
I guess it was just more so like, do you think
How
it's
do you make
possible to
friends?
have? How does one make a male best friend?
one, it depends on the setting that you meet this person.
Okay, what are good settings for us to be in?
Yes.
Because we know the bad ones. I mean, I can assume what they are.
Yeah, if it's like that club situation, and
We stay going to bars, so
yes,
we just
so it's
not
kind of
gonna be
like,
good.
We need to go to conferences.
I'm trying to.
so it could be even let's just say even if you did meet somebody at a bar, it depends on how y'all met too. Was it some flirting? Was it like did y'all dance? Did you fill up each other? Things like that. Because if those things happen, then it's kind of like, we already established something.
Okay,
So,
let's say that we've been networking with some people.
Sure.
And everything has been completely platonic.
Mm-hmm.
We've just sat in a circle with these folk. Is there a way that you can have like a one-on-one conversation with somebody and it's not automatically going romantic? How can we ensure that it's like clear that we're looking for friendships without like lying and being like, I have a boyfriend, but then,
I
continue
mean,
to talk?
honestly, if it's a thing to where if that person tries to come to you on like some romantic stuff, then you can just easily be like, hey, you know what, you're a good person, but honestly, I'm not looking for that right now, or I may not see you like that right now. I kind of see you as a friend.
Then my question arises, are you able to go back? Like, are you
Yeah,
able to
that
be
happened-
like, oh,
that
this is going to be
happened-
just friends now?
Yeah, that happened to me. My first ex I told y'all
What?
about.
I know you got questions.
I mean, you can go back. It hasn't gone back. It's just like after you cross a certain line, I don't know. I just think it's in them like a male's instinct to be like automatically like territorial over you or just jealous of
Is
every little thing that they do or
is
or
that
you do.
is that for selective men or all men? Because not all
The
men
men
are
that
like
you've, let's say, had a friendship with or, had something romantic with and you're trying to go back to the friend.
So it's a thing to where it takes time. A lot of people make this mistake where it's kind of like they'll break up with that person and then try to go right to being friends. It's kind of like you have to give that person.
What if you
That
were
break.
friends first, then became romantic?
That's what I
and-
said. That was a question I was.
Oh, that.
I thought it was like you were dating and then you wanted to
that's
go
what I
back
thought.
to being
Yeah.
friends. I'm saying, like, what if you were friends, then you started dating, then you wanted to go back to friends? But
Oh,
you're
so-
saying we were never
I pretty
friends
much
at first.
put both in the situation. You pretty much had a romantic situation or encounter, and now you're either trying to become friends or go back to friends. And so, like,
There was
how do
no
we do that?
established friendship to begin with, so you can't go
Yeah.
back to friendship.
So, what about the ones
You just want to
that
make them
when-
your friend, even though they tried to come at you.
So you started off as friends, and now y'all hooked up or whatever, or y'all dated for a little minute. Like you say, it takes time.
Yeah.
What you think is a good time frame?
Honestly, that's just on the person. It's not really a 2-3 week or a month or anything like that. It's a thing to where, because I'm actually currently going through that with one of my exes. So it was a thing to was.
Are
like,
you trying to make her your friend, or is she trying to make you?
So
her
this
friend?
was not the recent ex that I talked about, but the ex before that broke up with me. It took a while for me to actually like reach out to her, talk to her, things like that.
So it has to come from the person that was hurt. They have to initiate.
Honestly,
wanting to be friends.
Yes and no, but you gotta have some understanding, honestly, to know that, hey, it didn't work out. This is the reason that didn't work out, and also it depends on how y'all broke up. Because if it was messy and somebody cheating and stuff like that, it's kind of like, why be friends with a person that clearly you couldn't trust as a significant other? Then how can I trust you as a friend?
That's real, because if you lie, you a liar.
Because at that point, a lot of, and here's the thing that
Sometimes
with
we're just
me-
not romantically supposed to be together. But because
Yeah,
I
that
feel like
happens, yeah.
oftentimes it's just like, it's not even that I didn't like you as a person. It's like, I just don't see you as my romantic partner. So how can we just be everything and just stop kissing and hugging and
So that's the thing to where it takes one time and communication. Like, of course, when boy meets girl, of course, sometimes you're gonna try to see, what's the vibe like and shit like that. And like sometimes it happens to where y'all end up getting a relationship or having sex or whatever that is. It is possible to go to a friendship. It's just going to have to take time to building to that. It's not going to happen just quick. Like, yeah, get that person some space.
should
Like,
we
let
be
them
wanting
think.
this?
It depends on.
Like, can we just close chapters and be like, dang, that was
You're
unfortunate.
supposed to
But like,
mostly close chapters.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing.
that's what it sounds like.
But it also depends.
Even where they
though.
are.
But it also depends though, because the ex that me and her broke up, and she broke up with me. It took me a long time to reach back out and to try to build some type of friendship. Like, we were friends first because we met in college. So it was like, I think 4 years later, we end up.
I'm so sorry. I'm drinking, obviously. And I got to the end of my little beverage and I was like, it was spicy down there.
That's all those seeds.
But yeah, we broke up a long time ago. We broke up in 2019, I believe.
That's a minute
And
ago.
and it took a while for us to
6
like.
years?
We talked on the phone like once in the blue moon, but it took a while to get there. Like, we may not get to the friendship that we had before, but it's kind of like you got to find that good in between space to where it's like we've seen, like, we have mutual friends.
Okay, that actually makes a
So-
big difference.
Now that we have mutual friends, so it's kind of like if it's get together or anything like that, like, we cool, like, see each other, talk, what's going on, shit like that.
I think that can also
So,
speed up the process because it's like, you can't hunt for me.
Honestly,
not really. It just depends on the two people.
It's like exposure therapy.
It just depends on the two people, but also you just have to give that person time to really just heal from it. Like, nobody can heal from it quick.
Especially
like,
if
you
don't get
may.
my face.
I think what it is that the person that is the one that's breaking up with somebody we're already over it.
We've been over it
We've been over it.
before we actually told you we were over it.
So it's like,
So I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, yeah, we can be friends with you, but at that time we gotta just look at like, okay, like you go ahead and, do what you need to do. Now, if you want to be friends, shit like that, cool, we can be friends, but let's at least give it time because you're gonna still be trying to get with me and, still be hurt and all the other stuff. It's kind of like, yo, like go ahead and, we can pick this back up as a friendship. But other than that, it's kind of like, let me give you time to heal. Because eventually, you're prolonging them to getting healed. And then we are human. We have feelings. Sometimes we have those moments and be like, damn, like, let's go ahead and just, And then,
wasn't that bad, right?
and then we'll try to at least like, let's, for example, have sex. Like, man, let's just have sex. I just want some.
Yeah.
And then,
I thought we were trying to be friends.
yeah.
No, that's how you fuck up. Because that's how you start doing that role play shit, and then it ain't role
I
playing
feel like
no
if
more.
I liked you as a person and I enjoyed having sex with you, why are we not doing the romantic relationship?
Because I don't like you as a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes you just not compatible with that person.
it's like I can deal with you in that moment, but can I deal with you every day?
Yeah.
No.
Can I grow with you? Can I see you as a provider or
Well, then,
being
yeah,
able
you
to-
can't be mix and matching people's feelings because, like, yeah, you gotta keep those lines unblurred.
Mm-hmm.
You are my friend.
So yeah.
We can't be going back to the.
So that's why you just gotta give that person some time. Give them
I have a
some
question. Well, did you have a question?
I was just gonna ask about platonic friendships. Are they possible in general? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
We were getting there. I'm with you. I was gonna ask you, since you guys are friends now, so you guys are working on it, or you guys are friends?
I would say it's still a work in progress. Like
So-
we don't talk as much as we did before, but send some memes and shit like that.
I was gonna ask you, how do you feel? Have they talked to you about them dating other people? Does your feelings change?
No, they haven't. My recent ex that I broke up with, she told me that she was in a relationship, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll step back, like, cause also it's kind of like, you mentioned that your current wouldn't like if you were talking to me, so I don't want to, cause any problems. So yeah, cool. I'll just step back. Like,
All right. Well, do you feel like it's appropriate would you be okay if your girlfriend had a male best friend?
yeah, I'll be cool with that. Like, I don't really care. Like, now, what I might have a problem with is that you and your best friend had fucked before. That'll be an issue because it's just like, because I'm going to ask questions as a man and be like, how big his dick was. Was you hit that shit?
You are not gonna
Did
ask
you
that
suck
question
shit? I need to know. Because
You
it's
should
like,
not
if
ask
you-
Why
that.
though?
if
because I don't want to lie, and then you're gonna be
Yeah.
mad
So
at
why
me.
do you feel like you need to know?
Yeah, and then beat my
I
brakes off.
really
What you talking
don't
about?
need to know because it's kind of like if y'all really want to fuck and all that other shit, like I wouldn't be in the picture. But just me as a person, like I know me, I would be like,
Don't ask nobody.
was his dick better?
Don't do
Like,
that. Don't do that.
I just would,
Oh, is that because?
I-
What if it
look,
was
I
like,
come-
yeah,
look,
you know
I'm
what?
one of those guys to where I used to look through my ex's phones. So
I guess I'm just wondering, like, is this something
Wait
that's
a
like?
Wait, was you going through it to like, oh, it's important in here?
no. I remember one time, this was like when I was like in my 20s, like 2021. Me and this person was in a relationship.
You said in your 20s, 2021. You meant 2001?
No, I was in my 20s.
Yeah. So you're talking about like,
Like I was young, like I was either 20 or 21 when this happened.
Oh, got it. You weren't saying the year.
Oh, my
Got
bad.
it.
So, me and this particular person, we were on and off breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, being in a situationship, all that. So it was one time I was taking her to an interview, and mind you, I had caught this person cheating like multiple times and still got back with them. Why? I don't know.
Caught them cheating like in the literal act? Or?
Not in the literal act, but like going through their phone and seeing shit. And
You
like,
are a glutton for punishment.
listen, around that time, I had insecure issues. I had trust issues. Shouldn't have been in a relationship. Didn't really notice that. But I thought that was just some shit to where it's like, listen to everybody like, yeah, fuck that shit. Don't trust these bitches and and it's kind of like, yeah, it was stupid back then. But in particular, mind you, I done caught her other times before this situation happened.
Yeah. Ew.
But went to go drop off at an interview and she left her phone. But, damn. But,
These mics pick up everything.
That's ice.
yeah, that was ice.
Y'all, I have PTSD from Chicago. I'm like, anything. No, I'm so serious. I have PTSD, y'all. I freeze up when I hear
shit.
loud noises.
Man. But,
Sorry.
But, yeah, so and this was around before cell phones had passwords. And I just made myself old. But this
Oh,
was
that was a flip phone.
shit.
Was it a flip phone?
No, I wouldn't know it was flip phone.
It's
It
a
wasn't.
BlackBerry.
It was, I forgot. It was some type of Nokia. But
Oh, okay.
so while she in there and she left her phone in the car, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this shit. I'm not going to look through it. I was like, fuck that, I'm going to look through it.
Of course you are. It's
looked through
there. It's looking at you.
I looked through her text messages and I see her texting a guy, and I'm looking through the text message and they talking about some crazy shit. She was like saying, I miss you, and he was saying how he was sick. And she was like, oh, you want me to come over there and make you feel better? And he was like, yeah, you gonna do it. She was like, you made my pussy hurt before. Like, man, your dick too big, but I want to suck it. I lost my mind when I
would
say
have cried.
I was in the car crying. In my head, I was like, she get in this car. I'm driving this shit off road. Like you sucked this nigga dick and you just kissed me before you in this. Like, and this nigga got a big dick.
Day?
And this nigga got a big dick. I was like, oh shit, you cheat on me with a big dick ass nigga? Like, I was hurt.
How you know she love you? Because she want to stay with you instead.
No, don't stay with me. Don't do that. Don't stay with me. If you like a certain size and I'm not that size, like, don't stay with me. Like, no. Don't do that. But yeah, I was pissed off. She got in the car. I'm playing some song. It was like Lil Wayne. Some Lil Wayne song. We talking about if the rhythm's in the system, ain't no telling no fuck I'm with this. I'm playing that on repeat. And she like,
Damn.
you look through my phone?
Ooh. She felt it. She like,
And I was
you know
like, and I was just like, yeah, I did.
what was her sign, by the way, if you remember? If you remember.
I think she was like a Gemini. So
There you go.
yeah, I don't think that was. It was so funny about it, she's married with a kid now, so I guess she, threw her shit. So
You don't know that shit. She probably cheating on that nigga now. So
I mean, look, it ain't my problem. But yeah, I was like pissed. I was hurt. But yeah, I was that type of person to go through phones and shit. Like,
oh my God. Okay, what's the last time you went through a phone? Be
This
honest.
is the wild stuff that I don't do.
No, because I went through, what's his face phone? My boyfriend when I was 19, 20. Never did that again. I only did that to one other person and I was ready to go at that time. I just wanted some confirmation. I already knew I was going to find something. So I wasn't caught off guard, surprised. It was just like, oh, okay. I feel good now. We can definitely break up. Like, I feel justified. But that one, the first time, I was like,
so
do
I
that?
would say, and mind you, this is just me in particular. I would say the only time that I would go through a significant other's phone, because back then I never really asked. It was just like, okay, you moving a little bit too funny, and I've caught you cheating before. And it's kind of like, I never really asked. It was just like, I'm just going to go through your phone. Now I'm going to ask. I'm going to tell you, I'm like, hey, you kind of moving a little bit funny. Everything cool? Everything straight? Is there anything you want to talk about? Kind of notice like, we ain't really having sex or anything like that. So if I'm asking you questions and you still like, because you'll know if somebody doing some shit. It's kind of like I'm trying to give you like the opportunity, and it's like if you're not giving me the opportunity, it's kind of like okay, cool. Now I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. So
Don't do it, y'all.
yeah, you don't want to do it because
You're gonna be sick. Even honestly, if somebody's not even doing something, you could read like a group message, group chat, and you can just get that shit all the way wrong.
Remember the guy the girl who went through her husband's phone or whatever, and like she found the text messages from one of his guy friends, and it's clearly somebody I guess that didn't talk to often, but because it was a couple years ago. But she was like, it was only a couple scrolls away, and he was talking about their first date and how she was so ugly.
Damn.
Like, I don't find her attractive, man. Like blah 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 blah, but
Damn.
she's nice.
Shit.
And she was like, I'm hurt.
So your nigga know you ugly.
How would y'all feel if you found
Ain't
out?
no way. I'm not ugly.
Okay, just for the sake. of
Nope.
the
Ain't no
conversation.
way. Now, what if he says something else?
Just hype. Okay, let's say something else. Cool. Let's say something else. What if he say your sex is trash, but you're a good person and like
That means you want to work through it, right?
Also, ain't no way. Trash or just like, hey, like I
So
feel like
you
you
just
could
out here
move a
just-
little bit more.
you just out here just
Because,
like,
sometimes I like to receive. I'm a princess. I give good head and then I expect you to just go in. Thank you. That was my service.
I love the delusion. You know why? Because it protects you. Me, I'm just kind of like,
damn, she trying to say you don't know
He's
how
trying to
suck-
say, actually,
She
you're
trying to
probably
say-
really awful.
She trying to say you don't know how to suck dick out here in these streets. That's crazy.
oh no, actually,
I got
no.
references.
Actually, no, she does.
Thank you.
Yes, I can confirm.
All right, thank you.
Good job.
I wish one of
So-
my male friends could confirm my shit.
Oh,
It's kind of like,
Yeah, that's
I
definitely.
would love for one of my male friends to be like, nah, shorty, he be dicking them.
Yeah, because he be doing whatever he want and they'd just be drooling behind him. That's kind of proof to me. I'm like, there has to be something great that you're like,
Unfortunately,
obsessed
it
with.
involves you sending your friends your own personal videos
Mm-hmm.
for grading.
true.
Now, if that's something you want to do,
Or like threesomes.
I think I've seen a video of one of my
Foursomes,
friends
orgies.
fuck.
okay. So now you
I didn't look at what he was, but it was kind of like,
It's obviously
okay.
there.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I wasn't.
How do
paying
you
attention.
avoid that?
What do you mean to avoid? You can't
You just
avoid
put your
it?
thumb over it and you just
No,
start
he
looking
did
at
that.
it.
He did that.
That's
He
what
put
I'm
his
saying.
thumb over it, and I was just like, okay, cool, thank you. Like, I don't
He was
see
like,
it.
hey, look at how big her booty is.
That's funny as fuck. Hey, yo, check this motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like you got to. You don't want your homie to see.
I
the
would
shit.
say that like you could go off of sounds, but we be lying.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes you just want to be done.
So we didn't get to none of these questions at an hour and 15 minutes in this B. I'm sorry. We got to one.
All right. So we already established, like, if I'm dating somebody, and this is just me, if I'm dating a guy and he has a girl best friend, I mean, I definitely have to watch it. I would say signs for that is just like, are they having private conversations? Does she not want to come around? Does she have a weird feeling around me?
So what's wrong with like? What do you mean by private conversation?
Like, he would rather interact with her by herself. Like, she doesn't come around.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's some shit. It's kind of like, nah, they not. Like they
They
They're not friends.
They're not
Because
friends.
we should see her in the group. Like,
yeah,
like she should be, if she's your best friend, and she should also be mutual friends with your other friends. So she should be around when you're having like group activities, right? Like it should be like a seamless relationship that's embedded into your life. If she's kept separate from everything, but you're just trying to convince me that like y'all chat, then I don't buy that ish. I wouldn't buy it.
Nah,
But
you lying.
I do believe in platonic friendships of the opposite sex. I do
Yeah.
think that they are possible. I think that they are healthy. And again, they would operate just like your same-sex friendships. Like you have group conversations. You would bring your significant other around them, not all the time, right? But like occasionally,
Yeah,
right?
Not flirting with them, not trying to have sex.
That's
or things like
obvious.
that.
If y'all cutting up in front of me, this is wild.
Then you getting cut. Okay. I
So
personally.
wait, that happened to you before?
Who, me?
What?
No.
Oh. I ain't never had to deal with that. No. But I also have never really, really liked anybody to really, really be caring about most things.
Why is that?
Why haven't I liked anybody?
Yeah.
This your interview. You know that, right?
Right. I do not know. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Why don't I like anybody?
So when have you noticed that you haven't liked anybody?
When did I notice that?
Yeah.
With my last ex? Dang, there goes a light.
Did that stop?
It did stop.
Oh, it's still going, but that.
It's
Oh, yeah,
recording,
it's
but the
good.
light went out.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's still going.
When I noticed that with my last ex, because I was just reflecting and I was like, I didn't even really like him. How he slip in here? And then I was like, do I ever really like anybody? And then I'd be thinking about it and I'm like, I mean, I really like that they like me or like that they're interested. And I also didn't necessarily think that I was likable. I am likable, but I guess I just was used to not being liked. That I was like, oh, you like me? Word.
Okay, so I know this is like an interview for me, but I feel like it's just interesting because I want to get to the meat and the potatoes of this.
This is the male best friend, guys.
Yeah,
This
so
is
I
why
want to
gotta
get to
help
the
you.
meat and potatoes. And so you got therapy tomorrow, so maybe you can talk about this with your therapist. So where does that come from? Like, what was a situation that happened to where you was just like nobody?
I grew up around all white people, and so I've never been the chosen one. I've never been like anything special to them in that way. Different, but not like, oh my gosh, like guess who I heard has a crush on you, Erica? Like those aren't conversations that I ever had. They were not conversations. If I was interested in somebody, they were interested in somebody else. No one expressed interest. I think, even having my older sister around and her being a light bright, at least she could like blend in a little bit more. I would all the time hear comments about how hot she is. Oh my God, you're Krista's sister? She's so hot. But none for Gretchen Wieners. And so that would be like, that's childhood development. We go into college, very different. Didn't like the same things that Black people like, quote unquote. Just talk different. I'm different. Fear of judgment. I'm like, do y'all like me? I don't know. No one tends to really like me. My family doesn't like me. These white hoes don't like me. Y'all don't like me because I'm not like y'all. So is there going to be somebody who's out here who, likes me? Oh, you like me? Oh, okay. I guess I will. I guess that's cool. That's great. Who knows when the next hoe's coming through?
Like that?
Do you like her, Hassan?
What?
Do you like her as a person?
Yeah, as a
Like-
person, this is like my first time meeting her. So yeah, I think she is a cool person. I'm gonna let you know this right
She
now.
has problems.
I don't like none of my women best friends. None of them.
Okay.
And I know too much about them. So it's kind of like,
Ding, ding, ding.
yeah,
That's
I
it.
would not date y'all.
That's it. There was something on Instagram where this girl sent, hey, you want to fuck? Or, hey, how come we didn't get together? And she sent it to all her quote unquote male best friends. And the certain responses, people was like, that's your friend. And then, the guy who said that's her friend, he's like, nah, because your pussy stank. Like, just on some like real like insult, like, no, please. Can you please get off my phone? Like, stop playing with me. I feel like in order to have a real friendship, you really can't be attracted to them like that. I'm serious.
I mean, you're gonna be attracted to them. Like when,
No.
yeah, you're gonna.
No,
if
because
it's
I'm
on
probably
some,
trying to be in a romantic relationship if I'm attracted to you.
So here's the thing: is
I'm gonna be honest.
there are people who are attractive. There are people who look good. You could be attracted to them. Doesn't mean that you want to be with them. Like if I see you walking down the street and be like, oh shit, she cute.
If I'm attracted to you and I don't want to be with you, I probably don't consider you a good person, and I probably also don't want you to be my friend.
Damn, that's crazy.
What is it gonna take for you? I have a question, and we can go, and this is going back to you, Erica.
We gonna talk a lot because I want.
If I'm attracted to you and I'm good enough to be my friend, I'm going to pursue it as a romantic relationship. If I'm attractive to you.
I get what you're saying, because I was going to actually say that, because with me personally now, and if I want to, get back into a relationship, that person may not know just because they'll be already my friend. Because I feel like if I get to know you as a person first, rather than what can you do for me or are we compatible and things like that, I'll get to know the real you versus, oh, let me try to wow her, or she's gonna wow me, and da 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 da. It's kind of like I'm not gonna know who you are, because you may be a person that's a piece of shit, or it may be a thing of, I don't know, we not compatible, like we cool.
What do you mean by you're not trying to wow me?
When that whole, you meet somebody and you like them, and let's just say y'all meet on a date now. Mm-hmm. Technically, y'all already, not technically, but y'all kind of already starting the relationship process, because it's more of a different dynamic now. It's like he's trying to show you how good of a boyfriend he's going to be. You may be trying to show him how good of a girlfriend you're going to be. Mm-hmm. Y'all going to reveal certain things to each other, things like that. Mm-hmm. Instead of just that we met at a networking event, or it was a party and we had some mutual friends. It's kind of like nobody's really worried about that. Like, okay, what you do? What's up with you? Da 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 da. Oh yeah, you in this place? Oh da 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 da.
What do you mean no one's worried about?
Nobody's really worried about the whole, are you compatible with me
in
a relationship?
I'm always looking at someone to be in a relationship with, because I am single. Every interaction I have with a male, I am looking at them to assess if I would like to have a romantic relationship first.
But
that is my first priority with a man.
But you just also said that you don't like anybody. It's hard for you to like somebody or something like that.
I said that we were talking about attraction and like, oh, if someone was...
we're talking about just like
you was like, you said that you, with your ex, that you didn't really like him like that.
He was my friend.
So why did you date him?
Because he was showing interest, and I was in a vulnerable place.
Mm-hmm. What happened? Okay.
The world was ending. It was the pandemic.
It was a pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pandemic dating is.
And I like to be there for people, and he was like going through things, so we were having a lot more conversations, like a lot more like, oh, tell me, talk. So he was around a lot more.
So you don't think you could
and I think from an emotional capacity, I really appreciated like him holding space for me holding space for him, like all of those things I really appreciated. And so it was just like, well, we've been friends for 8 years. Like, let's see what this ish could be, And it was kind of just like you're a cool person. But again, the other qualities that I'm looking for in a partner were not there. But it was like, oh, you can, I can get there. I can get there. And then there was no like real effort to try and like get there. So that became like.
So when you was friends with them for 8 years, did you ever see him get there? Like, was he ever trying? So,
yeah.
So what made you think that was going to change?
I didn't think that anything was going to change. I actually was telling him for the longest, like, we're not about to be in a relationship. You're unemployed. I don't date the unemployed, and lo and behold, I date the unemployed.
Oh shit!
And that's where it started. It's been the last 4 years of unemployed Negroes in my life. I'm turning a page. I'm turning a page. Y'all hear me?
I believe you.
Okay,
I
thank you.
hope so. I will have to remind you if you don't.
Thank you.
And you're gonna be upset with me because I am gonna remind you.
Yeah, it's okay.
This is why I say that broke niggas got the best dick.
Always.
Not the ex.
So I'm like really confused though.
He He was okay. I'm gonna just add to it. He just never went away. He was always that guy at the end of the parties that was hanging around, that was there to clean up, or everybody drunk as hell, or oh, you need a ride home type shit. And he was just always there. And Erica likes company, so she's not gonna kick him out. And he just ended up staying. Like he kind of was just. It was kind of insidious in a way. And
I've actually thought about it. I've actually been thinking, like, have we actually ever been friends?
But for you to take accountability, you have to understand that you did allow him to bring stuff over and,
Also true.
y'all was doing the date stuff and y'all was having the sex part. So it's just like
Occasional. Yeah. Yeah, all of it.
That's where the boundary part
was
comes
paying.
in.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
Let's finish. Wait, this last part. I'm sorry, Erica. This is the fact that you never liked anybody, but you dated them out of ego. Is it safe to say that?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like validating. Like, ooh, somebody likes me.
We were gonna ask you this question, but we're gonna start here. What's gonna make what are you looking for in a guy? Like seriously, like
she been waiting on this. She got that shit written in her phone.
Our other friend, Imani, shout out to you, has tasked me with identifying the qualities that I would like in a partner. So I just read this list not too long ago. It's 10 items because she was trying to get me to keep it concise. Okay, business-minded, good sense of humor, consistent, has integrity, intellectual, conversationalist, active lifestyle, attractive, emotional maturity, financially stable.
Okay, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so when did you make this list?
Last week. Or like over the last like couple weeks.
Okay. So out of those 10, let me look at them.
you gotta narrow that down to 3.
I wouldn't even say that.
She's trying to get me, my friend Imani is trying to get me to narrow it down to 6 or 7.
So here's the thing about this. Actually it's 2 things. One,
6 or 7.
That's fair.
I'm all of these.
I was just about to ask that. Is that list a reflection of who you are or who you want to be?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I think that we can always gain some more financial stability. We could always gain some more emotional maturity. I could always get abs to be more attractive. I could learn some more business skills, but I am business minded. So that's what's on here. So, yeah, I'm amazing. And all I'm looking is for somebody else who's also amazing. But I keep falling short in everything.
Why do you?
Because no one likes me. I have therapy tomorrow at 4 p.m. What are we doing?
I mean, one need to figure out why you feel like nobody likes you. Like,
Because of my stepmom. And that has been a consistent message from childhood through forever. It's just like, you're not a good person.
That I want to ask you. Have you spoken to her?
No,
about that?
we haven't talked in 2 years directly.
Okay. Well, that might be something, and this is something I learned in men's therapy as well too, is that the longer you sit on things and not express how you feel, it's going to hurt you in the end. And we're always worried about.
I'm expressive. I feel like I people know, and she's aware.
So you told her.
I told my dad to tell her that I don't want
you should
to talk to her.
Okay, so what I'm asking is all the stuff that you just said that, hey.
She and I have had
you
micro
did.
conversations. We have not had a full-blown conversation, but we have had micro conversations. Like one time she's like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like you should be in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but can you understand why? Like I didn't want to be in the kitchen with you. We didn't have the best relationship. We don't have the best relationship. And it would just be like, okay. Never understanding what she has done in any of our dynamic. Like she's oblivious. Like, I don't understand why we're here, why she feels this way, blah, 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 blah.
So at that point, after you then had that conversation with her, and I was just about to say, like, whenever you have that conversation with her, don't look at it as that when you say these things to her that you want whatever type of reaction or you want her to say back. It's not going to be that.
Yeah, no,
As
me and my
long as
therapist, that's why we're not having a conversation, because I'm not at a place for her to continue to be in my face like that.
So at one point,
It's not going to be the response that I'm ready to receive. So I'm not ready to have the conversation.
so do you think, let's just say next week, you meet somebody, would that be an issue? Knowing that you still feel like, hey, nobody likes me, or I feel like that I always fall short. Would that be an issue with you when dating somebody?
Next
Do
week.
you feel like, hey, I have this under control. I know exactly what's my triggers with this, so I can go into freely to date whoever and know that this is not going to harm me or I'm going to.
I think correct. I think that most of the decisions I make are not causing harm to the other person, but they're causing harm to myself. Like, I don't think that, I think like I could fully enter in this relationship, and a lot of the things that I do, again, back to the people pleasing, is like, yes, this is me. Like, I'm great here. I'm showing up. Like, here, blah, 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 blah. I don't think that that's going to harm someone. I think that would most likely cause me harm. And I need to get to a place to know, like, you are good enough. Just because that one hoe did not see you does not mean that everybody's not going to see you. So you don't have to try as hard. Authentically in being you can sit down and people will still like you.
You watch Amanda Seals, don't you?
I love Amanda Seals.
Did you see that?
I sure did.
When she's
Both
talking
of
about,
them.
When she was talking about good guys versus nice guys.
I don't know if I heard her talk about it, but I understand the concept.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
The difference, or at least nice versus kind. I have heard the difference between those words.
Yeah. So the video, she talked about the difference between the nice guy and the good guy. The nice guy is the ones that don't have a personality, or they're trying to be nice to you, and in return for you to love them. They may not have like any other thing. Like, you don't know really nothing about them. You just know that they're nice.
Yeah.
And sometimes, anybody can do the nice thing. Like, narcissists can be nice.
Yeah, my
just
males.
to get, whatever they want or whatever. But when you meet a good guy, it's more so of they're just a good person in general. Like, they do things not thinking about it like, oh, I want to do this because I want to please this person. It's kind of like, no, like, I would do this for anybody, not just you, but I would do this for anybody. And
Usually anybody I like, yeah.
And it seems to me when you say that, you kind of more in line of the nice girl, because it's like you're trying to do those things to please them.
Yeah,
versus
I believe in
letting
reciprocal
them.
relationships, though. So I do expect that there's a return. Absolutely. I'm not doing it just because this is not a donation. I'm not a charity. You're not a charity. This is not charity. We're people. And so I'm going to do something nice for you because, yeah, I also expect for you to do something nice back to me. I'm not about to just be nice to you for you to just be like, well, okay, received, taking. Yeah, for sure. I definitely do nice things because I expect for you to also do nice things. And when you don't, I feel taken advantage of. So you can go. I'm not, yeah.
My bad, Jackie, what you was going to say?
No, I was just gonna say, like, just adding to that, like, it just gave, we talked about the type of males, like alpha, beta, sigma. That's like a conversation in like a red pill and all dating and stuff. Gamma males are considered like narcissists. Like, they will portray certain qualities that this person may like. I could see this person probably needs this type of person in their life. Let me emulate that, or let me be that for that person so I can gain access to them. But it's going to be very temporary, because after a while, you're going to start building resentment against that person. And then it turns into like abuse or just not a healthy situation. I would say, don't try to do things for somebody to get something, but just in general, how they make you feel. And does that person make you want to do those things? Like, it's nice to cook for a dude, but not every dude I want to cook for. Like, this person makes me want to cook for them. So I would want to do that for that person. I'm not looking for anything in return. It's just that how you are. And this is your
I will be looking for something in return after the first one. Like,
Okay.
I wanted to do this absolutely, genuinely, perfect, amazing. I'm taking a mental note, though, starting now. And then it's like, okay, I still want to do something for you. I haven't gotten anything back. I may or may not, it's still depending on what it is, scale, all the things. Am I going to do a third thing? Can go either way.
It should
but
just
I'm
actually
not.
be like that. It really shouldn't be a counting game. But I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of us, and maybe you can.
Because at what point is it like, I'm just doing it? I'm not even, when do you reflect on their treatment back to you? Like, when do you take the time to reflect on how someone is treating you, though? Like, because I can do because I want to, that's who I am, that's how you make me feel. But at some point, you're going to make me feel differently if I'm doing things for you and you're not doing anything for me. Like, I was doing it because I felt it, but now I'm not. Actually, you not doing anything back for me is making me feel away. And I think that's how people can get it taken advantage of and abused. And like, I do have to pay attention in how you are interacting back with me. I am taking a mental note because that's how all these dusties get to stay.
Is it a time limit with that? Like, for that person to do
Yeah,
something
like I
for
can
you?
read a room, context, how are you doing with your job? Or you're not job, you're unemployed. So here I am trying to help you for a little bit. But are you trying to get yourself a job? Are you applying? Are you out here really networking? Are you doing the thing? So yeah, I will show up and I will continue to show up because I see that you are trying. Am I seeing the effort? That is, again, that's the return, right? Like, that is the return. And so I guess, at some point though, I'm not a billionaire, so I can't keep paying for you. But like, yeah, I think there is a time frame that is different for every single individual, and you can make that on your own terms. But you should at some point be seeing some reciprocation because that's what relationships are all about. How are you in relation to other people? And there are some people, again, who don't need not a single thing. Good for y'all. You probably should need a little bit, though. Yeah.
Do you feel like you can still help those people and not have to do it in a romantic sense? Like, you have to be in a relationship with them. Like, for the example with the two broke guys, you think you could have helped them and not try to be their girlfriend? Could you have?
Well, I was never trying to be the girlfriend of the second one. Like, that was not where we were going.
It was the first one.
Yeah, the first one. I think that you can help from a friendship perspective. That's actually why I wanted to end the relationship, because I was like, I feel like I have to do more in a relationship, in a romantic relationship. And I don't see you doing anything for you to make me want to do the most. And so I'd rather just meet you at a friend level. Like, clearly you just want to talk about it. You don't want to actually change anything about your life. So let me not feel those pressures to change anything about your life when you don't want to do that ish. And I actually need that in a romantic partner. Like, I need you to change because these behaviors I don't tolerate at a serious romantic relationship.
Right.
So I don't know where I was going.
No, you was cooking. I was listening though. But no, I get what you're saying right there, and there should be like a happy median. But there is a thing to where you see it before you get in a relationship with that person, and then you just be like, hey, I would want to. You're a great person, but this one thing or these things right here give me concerns. And that's what happened to me before. And it was a thing to where it's like, okay, I have to understand that and know that, hey, I can't get back in a relationship unless I get whatever that is, under control. So, but you can't be afraid to, tell people that. They gonna bless you.
Bless you.
They gonna be hurt regardless, but Are you going to be hurt by it because I was actually trying to be honest with you?
I was always honest though, because we were like in a romantic relationship without a title for a lot of that. When I talk about my ex, because I would literally be telling him like, this is not acceptable for me, or I don't want to do this. Like, this is what is needed in order for us to go to that next step. And he would just be like, one, reminding me about how a lot of people are poor and you should accept poor people. And I don't have no issues with poor people. It's just that I believe in 50-50 relationships, including finances. Like, I think from the emotional perspective, like that was really great. But I don't know. I feel, I don't even know what I was saying. This edible's in, man.
Look, I didn't take that, but let me see if I can kind of rein it in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like, he was just trying to bring you down the path of poverty, and that was not where you was going, because you're not in poverty yourself. You've done everything you had to do. Like, everyone went to the same college. Like, we've all had the same, almost all the same opportunity, but we've all made different choices.
Yeah, you know that saying, we all had the same 24 hours. That bullshit. Yeah.
Yes. And unfortunately,
it's crazy because he was on it wasn't a scholarship, but like, a grant because of his economic status. Like, he was going for free and didn't take advantage of that, and it continued to get worse. So I agree with you. Continue. I'm sorry.
I will say, and we'll leave this here, I'm just going to give the excuse that he wasn't all the way there. So.
And you said his dick was trash, so I'm just trying to figure out.
I didn't say that it was trash, but I have had a lot better.
What is trash, and like what's a lot better? Like, what's the
Talking about dick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good dick is just somebody that wants to fit with your body and fit with your vibe.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Fit,
no, that's spot
fit
on.
with your body.
That's in the dictionary.
Because my thing is,
I said the dictionary. I caught that shit. That was a good one. That was fine. Hey, I wish I could steal that.
I probably stole it from somebody. Shout out to whoever.
But okay, you want somebody to fit in you.
Beautifully.
You said,
yeah, like how, like, first off, sex and dick. My thing is, you can fuck a dick that's, not the smallest, but it ain't the biggest dick, but it still feels better than the biggest dick you've ever had in your life. I'm speaking for myself. Like, just because you got a big dick don't mean you can fuck.
Big dicks can hurt, like huge, like big daddies.
Nobody,
They be painful. But yeah, I like nice. I like it to be like when I put my two hands around it, that there's still like the tip outside.
Now, this is kind of wide. This is a little
No,
too wide.
this is wide. This is very wide. I'm talking height right now. So, I like two hands, and I like the mushroom to still be out, because I just like to on it, while I just do some light squeezing. And I do like not his face.
Me personally, I just like, if I can fit it like in my mouth a little bit and not die. I can gag a little bit, but if I don't die, I feel okay. Because sometimes when they want to like do that choke slam shit, like, it's okay.
choke slam shit. Wait a minute.
So wait, nobody's ever just like, okay, put your legs around my head, nigga. Let's like figure it out.
Wait. Hold on, wait.
Putting his legs around
I'm saying put your legs around my head, and I'm going to be on the edge of the bed, and you figured it out. Yeah, fuck my face, nigga.
I don't like that.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just...
That does make me feel like I'm going to die.
Sometimes you are.
I don't want to.
You come back, and then you just figure
come
it out
back where?
To life.
Jackie, I'm learning a lot from you.
I'm very, I have different layers. I'm not very open about everything. You just got to peel it back slowly. Like,
I feel like I got a lot on the surface.
So, okay, question.
Sure.
Because you said the legs wrap around.
Yes. I'm going to look at you with a very straight face.
So, I feel like you know the question that's coming up.
All right,
his legs already up.
Oh, no. See, we haven't done that yet. The thing
You
is,
said yet.
here's the
so
thing:
that's
if I
coming.
like you, there's nothing we can't do. But
Especially if it was clean and I like you. Like we were
if
in
I
the shower.
you gotta be clean. Don't please.
Yeah,
You're not
like I don't want to do it straight from I haven't seen you walk out of the shower. Like if I haven't physically seen you walk out of the shower, it's not about to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't eat no ass either if she ain't getting in the shower.
It's beautiful. I
So
support
yeah,
that.
I'm like anything goes if I like you and we like each other. It's a good time. Like I can't honestly, if I don't like you for real, that's why I'm like, how do you have sex with people you don't like? Like this shit is just not kicking. Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm getting to a
I've
place
done
where
it.
You're a guy.
I'm needing it.
See, no, see,
I'm
we
sorry.
we not gonna do that.
Okay, well,
Don't
that
you
was one of the
say,
questions,
'cause I'm a guy.
yes, I feel like
No.
a lot of guys.
I mean, I think
No,
it's
that's
definitely very
not-
much so socialized that it's not about having connections for sex. Like it's very much so in society, men having sex is not about like forming connections. It's about getting bodies. Like it's about being able to brag that you are wanted.
Yes.
So it's not
And that's
about
a-
connections.
And that's a shame that it's like that because I have a good number. And I've had my whole phases. I had about 3 tours.
you just gotta do what you like. Sometimes you just take.
But it's like now, after realizing all that stuff, I honestly wish I was a virgin. Like,
Yeah, I think I don't think I was a virgin, but I am understanding selectivity. Okay. And I agree. Like emotional connections are really important too. That's also why I don't feel like I want to go back to who I'm trying to talk about, who we were talking about at the rodeo. Okay. And so I just feel like I'm like, no, I'm looking for people who are I guess I'm like, people who like me, but like really like me, like I'm looking for people who are actually interested in forming a romantic boyfriend, girlfriend, eventually life partner relationship. Who are, again, because should I read the list again? Who are
No.
business minded,
you good.
have a good sense of humor.
Please.
That's what I'm gonna start going through the list. I'm like, okay, if you don't meet at least, and again, we're trying to get to 6 or 7. I'm like, if like you gotta meet at least 8 of these hoes. Okay, 8, you gotta meet at least 8. Okay, 8 is through the gate. 8 get you through the gate. 8 get you.
All right, see now you fucking up. I was like, girl. All right, yeah, okay, that edible kicked in. Literally.
Well, it's only been 2 hours, so
I mean, it's about time. I would say this, like,
we go do part 2. So
Oh, yeah,
that
we
we can
definitely
actually
gotta
ask
do
you questions.
you know what? It's so funny.
We weren't on your podcast.
No, I'm down with that. You know
Flip it
what's
and
so
reverse
funny?
it.
Erlene was telling me this the other day. She was just like, you never let anybody know anything about you. And I don't know why. Because kind of like when I get to talking with people, it's kind of like I'm very like curious and wanted to know like, okay, like, so why this, so fuck me. Like, not like that, but like, fuck what I'm talking about, what's going on in my life. I like to just hear other people.
I think that's good, but also it can be used as deflection. Like, you could naturally, like,
I know, I'm very honest. Like, look, I'm
No, but it's
honest as
also
shit.
like we're not requiring you to do any work because you're
I
just
mean,
listening to other people. Like you're not having to be introspective and say yo ish out loud. Because sometimes when you say it out loud, it hits different.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so quick before we end, I'm just gonna go ahead and give off some shit about me. Let's see. So I don't know who my daddy is, and that nigga left. He went to go get some cigarettes. I ain't seen that nigga since.
For real, for real.
Nah, he didn't. But,
I was like, is that the story?
Yeah, what's his
but I
name?
know what he looked like. I've seen some pictures. Like,
Okay.
I've seen some pictures of him holding me as a little kid. I've seen some pictures of him in his underwear. My daddy got a big dick. And
You and
that's
these
so
big ass
crazy.
dicks.
My daddy got a big dick. I think I got my dick from my mama, but my daddy, like,
So how come you was saying that you came from the sperm then? You should say you came from the egg. Insider.
Okay.
I knew that shit was going to happen. But no. No. What else about me? Shit. I've cheated in relationships before, been cheated on. I was very, 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 very like I ain't trust nobody. I used to not trust my friends either.
Interesting. But you want to know everything about them, though.
Yes.
Is that because of your lack of
you
trust?
know what? No. I honestly
The closer I get to you.
No. Let them answer.
honestly I
answer.
think it's just a thing of I kind of used to see myself even growing up as not mattering, like just being like in the background. So it's a thing to where it's like, oh, like, and it has been times where I've tried to give myself to people or, tell myself to other people, but it always gets flipped around and they'll tell me about their shit and they'll be like, oh shit, okay, well, I guess.
Yours is more important, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Oh, that's me. I call it, well, my ex would say that you're a conversation hijacker. So, but I use it as a tool to be relatable. Like, I don't want you to know, like, you to be out here on an island. So I'm like, oh, well, let me tell you how I relate. Like, oh, yeah. Same girl that over here
That's
too.
how you and I end up connecting, because that's how I speak. I will tell you something I can relate to, something you said. It doesn't take away from the conversation, but if you want to come down this road, we can walk down this road. But you have to be responsible enough to bring me back to the main point.
yeah.
So, I guess to bring us back to this main point, like why are you afraid of being perceived?
So you talking about right now, like far as like being in a relationship, being perceived right now? You talking about that, or are we talking about just in general?
In general, because I feel like I definitely can tell like you're like cool but I do feel like you feel natural in the background. You're leading the conversations. You're allowing other people to kind of come in and you're asking these questions. You're inquisitive.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it was just how I was raised. Like I'm the youngest of four.
Oh yeah,
So
so
I
you
was
gotta
the
be quiet.
baby of the family. So it was kind of like I have two brothers, one sister.
Okay.
Being around my brothers, it was like, you're supposed to, if I'm kicking out with them, like I'm supposed to like, just stand in the background. Like,
Yeah.
You just hear because
type
mom
shit.
said we had to bring you.
Yeah.
With kids or babies, it's either they're gonna be the loudest or they're gonna be the quiet.
Yeah, and then I got a second oldest brother, and he was a high school basketball coach. So I'm around, the players and stuff like that. So it was like, damn, like I'm around them, like, they the cool kids, like these varsity players. So it's kind of like, all right, let me not try to say some stupid shit to fuck it up, so I can still be around them and shit like that. Like it's a lot of shit to where it's like I'm trying to really get through, but I am noticing it. So
Yeah, I think once you become really like proud of who you are and confident in who you are, and that like, I don't know, you to ish, you can show up more authentically. Because similar struggles, again, like, okay, I got to keep my mouth quiet because, like these black people, as soon as I open my mouth, I'm othered. I'm not like them. I automatically cannot fit into his space, or like, okay, be as small because your skin is definitely different than these white hoes. Okay, so you people notice you, so you ain't gotta do not a single other thing. Do not draw attention. Okay, and make it more and more obvious that you the only hoe. But the more that I'm just like, what? Do you know who you are?
yeah,
Then I could be loud. You
you
gonna
ever-
hear me.
Hassan, I'm sorry. Did you?
Nope, that's good.
Do you have anxiety?
yes, I do. I just developed it like 2 years ago.
You were aware 2 years ago.
Yeah, very aware. Like I didn't, and it was so scary when it happened because I was just like, oh yeah, what the fuck is going on? Like I was just sitting in the house and it was just like, yo, I gotta leave. And I went to walk. And I didn't really know where it was coming from because it just was like
Instant.
that. And nothing was, I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just washing the dishes. And
Maybe that triggered a memory.
my damn daddy did beat me one time. No, I'm just joking. But
It's like, yo, daddy, you don't know? That's the only memory?
I was told my dad was like a Muslim white guy. So I don't know.
That's nuts. That's nuts. I'll say this. I can see the anxiety, like, because maybe because I'm friends with Erlene too, and we share commonalities with each other. But when I see you and I'm like hearing you speak, I can totally relate. It's okay. My thing is, and this is something that's helped me. Not everybody really cares at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in a room full of people, ain't nobody giving a fuck that damn much.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even think about
Everybody's
you.
worried about themselves.
Very much so. I didn't realize
They probably
that.
think the same shit you're thinking. Like,
Honestly, when you see somebody who's out here being themselves, not being crazy, but out here just really being themselves, don't you just look at them and be like, wow.
Some people get angry when they see somebody just being themselves. I've noticed that. I've encountered people that like
You haven't processed well enough. Not you. I'm talking about the people who get upset. It's because you wish you could probably do those things, and you're upset that
Like,
you can't.
Why are you talking? Like, why are you being loud right now? Like, why are you
Like, what made you think that you can get into the front of this room and like command this crowd, this audience? I can't do that. How dare you be able to do that?
But overall, everybody is just, I didn't realize how much everyone dealt with anxiety until I actually stopped and paid attention to people. Not to say I just never did, but I am, in order for me to,
We're all focused on ourselves.
right?
we're focused on ourselves because it's like, this is all I get. I can disassociate sometimes in a crowd and I can come off a little like slow.
We think it's weird and we think we're the only ones, but don't know that, everybody is.
I think that you would do a very good job like hosting things. What?
I was just going to break out into song. That's all. Everybody has those days. Everybody makes mistakes. I think it's everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has bad days. Everybody wants to say something. It's Hannah Montana.
Who?
He's 38.
Oh my God, Hannah Montana.
He's 38.
Yeah, I wasn't watching that.
I think he was definitely,
Get the best of both.
and he's a black man.
Chilling out there.
Only
Miley
time-
Cyrus.
Only time I've heard of Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana, I heard Hannah Montana in a Migos song.
Hannah Montana.
Yeah, that was the only time.
There
I
you
heard
go.
it. Yeah. And Miley Cyrus is when she was twerking and they were just
That was a very unfortunate time for her.
That
She was trying to be like, I'm not a Disney girl.
yeah.
Girl.
And it wasn't nothing shaking. It was
Oh, yeah.
That Robin Thicke shit was weird. I was like, what? So I want to say, Hassan, I guess just going back to finishing up our questions.
Ooh,
Shit.
catch us on part 2.
Yeah, I mean, sure, we could do that.
yeah. I mean, I'm down with it. Definitely gotta have y'all on there.
Yeah, because we didn't get through our list. We already just discussed that you wanted to interview us and put us in the forefront. So now that we have recognized how you work, okay, we gonna keep it real succinct. Okay?
I just be so interested in y'all, and then it'd be like,
Well, can I ask
I
a
don't blame you.
question
I'm
before we?
fascinating.
Did you end it? Because I was like,
It's still recording. It's
Yeah,
2
so-
hours and 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
I mean, y'all want to end it now? We can.
I was just gonna
We gotta
ask,
at
like,
least put a wrap on there.
Yeah,
we can put a wrap on it. Okay, if you can give advice to girls who want to genuinely make male best friends, what would you say?
Be honest with yourself. Do you really want a male best friend, or do you want somebody to love on you?
I do. I want somebody to love on me.
That's a real ass question.
I already said.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause it's kinda
primarily
like
looking at relationships.
Because like some women, they will be like, "Oh, I want you to be my best friend," and then they'll say or do certain things that give the wrong like signal or things like that. And then when that guy reciprocates and it's like, "No, I'm just trying to be." I just want to be friends, stuff like that. It's like, okay, if you want to be friends, cool. I can be friends with you, but don't make it seem like
Don't flirt with me. But
Yeah.
I also flirt with my female friends.
I think I'm a naturally flirty person. Actually,
I actually got that in
know
my very
what?
first performance evaluation.
oh, I mean, shoot, I'm thinking for myself. Like, I am just a naturally flirty person, and I'll be like nice and laugh, and then like. I'm not a physical touch person, but I'm more so like, oh yeah, I'm giving off like, I'm trying to get off good energy, welcoming energy,
I had to learn that with one friend I had. And they would do certain stuff and I would just be like, okay, do you like me? Like,
Yeah, no, that's
anytime, or do you want to fuck? Like, because anytime if they do these things, like, I'm fucking. Like, so, and it was a conversation we had, and it was just like, yeah, like, even though I do these things, I really don't like that person or anything like that. It's just me, that's just my personality. So I would say, if that is your personality, one, fix that shit. And two,
wait. Okay, the flirty part, like, I have to fix being a flirty person.
because you have to realize that everyone takes certain social cues or things like that different.
I think men take my social cues pretty.
No, I've had some women that take my type of social cues. Like, I'm a naturally nice person. Like,
Some people aren't used to people being nice to them.
Yeah, and so I had to realize that, because it would be like,
See, I'm not that nice. If I that's why nice is not a word that describes me. If I'm interested in you, that's why I spread my vagina open. You gonna know that I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm not trying to be your friend. You gonna know.
I mean, but there's some people
And
that,
if I'm not trying to be nobody's friend. That's really what it is. I'm rude. I'm terrible.
you're just trying to find
I am trying to find my man for sure.
I mean, you can find your man.
I
but-
appreciate what you're trying to learn and understand. I'm just like, I'm never going to be pressed because a man don't want to be my friend. I don't want to be your friend either. I'm only looking for my man. I'm not that pressed about you, boo. Have a good day.
I know I need male friends. I need, like, at least people I can say, like, hey, at the end of the day, you gonna tell me with the real ass shit. Because niggas will tell you anything to fuck. And it's just like, don't lie to me type shit. Give me the real. Like, Hassan, tell me what the fuck it is. Don't be nice, because...
Oh, yeah, we didn't have some conversations. I'll be like, Jackie. Like,
No, I know early be having a field day when I'm off the phone. After I get off and I have a moment, I really just, like, let it all out of, like, all my toxic ass ways. Which I know I'm toxic, but it's just like, that's why I haven't dated either. Because I was like, that's why I relate. Because I got to get my shit together. I know in order, the next step is to heal through somebody as well. Like, I can't get through my relationship issues without trying to be in a relationship with someone. That's my next step. But in this meantime, I've learned, just like you, okay, I don't really like myself that much. I've only allowed these particular type of interactions to take place because I didn't really know what I wanted.
mm-hmm.
So in order for me to like myself, I got to figure out my personal values.
Right.
And I did that through therapy. I've been, trying to be more assertive. I'm still, very little baby. But it's just, I know I can't allow certain people to walk all over me.
Yeah.
And men will try to walk all over me.
Don't say men. No.
Okay.
Certain men.
Let me say people, because it has been men and women, but it's just, I've been in situations where my kindness is taken for weakness. And like especially with the guys, they'll be like, like these kind of quote unquote evil alpha males be like, wow, she looks very, very vulnerable. Let me take that. And
So I get you on that. Was I ever that type of guy? No.
so you never saw a girl that was just like, she seems so nice and she's so sweet. Like, I kind of need this around me.
No, I never did it. Look at it like that. It was just more so of, oh shit, you got daddy issues. I know your pussy fine.
All right, that's toxic. But it's honest.
How does that equal?
Look,
You want a daddy, so you're going to do everything for daddy.
no, it don't never be like that. Nah. Now, I don't want to be in a relationship with him.
I don't have, okay, so I say,
What are the pros and cons of dating someone like myself and dating someone like Jackie?
oh, okay, so you can tell, okay, I have a question. First, you have to answer. If you can tell our different personalities, do you have a good sense in our differences and our similarities?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with Jackie since I know her a little bit more.
Since she won't eat your head off, go ahead.
I ain't gonna bite you.
So with Jackie,
I'm dying.
Are you
I'm
afraid? He laughing because he's not. Damn. Because Hassan knows, like, he's been hearing all my shit.
with you, one, you have to establish boundaries with people, especially with men.
I didn't say advice. I said pros. I'm sorry. I didn't say advice. I said, pros and cons
Okay,
of
pros
dating
and cons.
Jackie.
And you can open it, and you can end,
Okay.
and you can get to that when you.
Well, the con is you don't set boundaries, but the pros is yes, you are
Cons for you? Like the pros and cons for somebody who's dating Jackie. Like, here's the positive things that I would get out of this relationship. This is why I would be interested. This is why I would like pursue her. But these are the reasons that I would not pursue her.
I thought he was doing that.
Oh.
I was. Yeah, I was getting to that.
Oh. Yeah. It didn't make sense to me. Sorry.
Okay.
So with Jackie,
maybe you should get a little.
I just thought, I was like, what did you say for the con? What'd you just say? That she doesn't set boundaries.
Yeah, I don't like being with anybody that don't know how to set boundaries because I'm not just talking about for me. Like, I'm
in
gonna
general,
walk.
I've seen there's people that
Yeah,
don't.
I won't. Like, I'm not trying to walk all over you or anything like that.
Good.
But I do want somebody
man.
to be like, hey, if you don't like something, let me know. Because I want to make sure that you're happy as well in this relationship. So if you're just doing this shit just to make me happy, it's kind of like, it's not going to work. And like, if you're like this in a relationship, then you're like this in any other type of relationship. You like that with your friends. You like that with your family. It's not just in a relationship.
A little bit, yeah.
So with Jackie, I will say this. Jackie my motherfucking nigga. I think it will be a good relationship because it's like you still have that friendship to build on, to be that foundation. So you can be able to, go out, have fun, do anything with your partner. It won't feel like a quote unquote, like, of course a relationship is going to feel like a relationship, but it's kind of like you got to also be friends with that person. That person has to be somebody that you can talk to and not have to feel like it's a job.
Oh God.
More so, So I would say Jackie does have that type of quality and vibe to her. What you just said about the legs around your head.
That was new.
Look. Hey, and you like, hey,
Hey,
we
no
like
boundaries there.
Hey,
Always
we like
did it.
you. We like each other. I like that. Love that. Yes.
That's on the pros.
That's on the pros. Yes. Definitely a pro. Look, I say this. I want somebody that want me to slut them out, and I want you to slut me out too. So, hey.
I think that, and again, this is where the boundary things come in. Like, okay, I don't have boundaries in a lot of different parts of my life. I'm really working on it, y'all, to get it for myself. And with these niggas, I'm going to still try to keep it, boundaryless in the bedroom. I feel like that's where it's okay. But I have ran into guys where it's just kind of like, wait, you'll do that? Don't judge me, nigga. You want someone not? Yeah, whatever. But like,
it's that Madonna complex.
I think it is the Madonna whore complex. It's like, I see you as such this pure being, so I really don't want to turn you into this particular person.
I think that's why that ex I told you about that I found out, I looked through her phone, she was fucking some big dick nigga. She was freaky, but around that time, I had just started having sex. I lost my virginity at like 18. So
that's a normal time. That's very good. By the way, congratulations. That's a very safe time to do it.
Congratulations.
No, because
some of these hoes think
y'all niggas be 11 and 9 by a babysitter.
Yeah. But yeah, when I was with her, like she wanted to do stuff, and I was just like, no, like I don't want to do that because in my head, these are what girls do in porn, and this is how they looked at. So now, fuck that shit.
I would say that was a very healthy way to start it because porn is not, it's unrealistic.
It is.
It just, most of the time I can look at porn and realize a woman is not having a good time. Like you can just tell by her physical, like what's actually happening. She's not having a good time. And certain angles are not pleasing to the woman. It just looks good on camera.
It do. Because that whole one leg.
I be
up,
looking at it and I be like, why is it so dry in here? Like
That
she
pussy
looks
be.
so
Thank you so much. I wasn't
dry.
trying to say it like for
No,
real.
she looks
that pussy
so
dry. She
She's
over
not
here-
excited about this.
she
Not
is
at
not.
all. And if y'all see a vagina
a dry ass pussy. I'm like,
and
look
it
at
is
that
not
shit.
wet, you don't. Why? One, how are you even looking at the vagina? Please.
It's not very pleasing to me, and I can. And
How'd
it's
you get
just-
there?
So
How'd we get here?
so just assuming y'all watch porn still, right?
Yeah, I watched it this
Yeah.
morning.
Okay.
I be on Twitter for that reason. That's the only reason I have to have an account. Okay.
So I asked this question to one of my homies, and they looked at me like I was crazy. But I want to ask y'all. So it's safe to say that
And then back to the pros and
Can
cons.
I see this video before? Did you send us that clip when you watching porn?
nah.
And then you want to or maybe I just had this conversation, but it was just.
I
Kinda,
think we had this conversation though, but I don't think we had it with you.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you're watching porn, if the coochie is dry, you don't like the video. You just gonna change it. So you
Yes.
need a wet pussy.
yes.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I like to ensure that everything looks enjoyable.
So
Yes.
my friends looked at me crazy when I said I don't want no little dick nigga in the porn. Like I at least want to like if I'm watching porn, I want to see like
I
okay,
do it.
this
I
is
agree.
me. Like this is me.
If
Like,
I see-
it's not me in the face, but I'm fantasizing like I'm this nigga.
We was talking about that. I was like, you be earlier was. I was like, what was this? I feel like I know this question because that was that clip. Was that Sean? That was Sean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that is shit. This I ain't gonna lie, that shit sounds sus as fuck. But
It do, but it's kind of like when you think about it, it's kind of like, do you really want to watch some little dick nigga?
But
like,
when I thought about it and I put some critical thinking behind it, I'm like, you right, because the dick to ass ratio be hitting and fire. Shout out to Dallas and Mulan. I love you guys. Y'all my favorite. Okay. But anyway, a dick to ass ratio is important to me as well. But then I was like, okay, this is just a very gender neutral situation. So I didn't really
yeah, I can't get my shit off.
I felt you. I was just like, you know what? You're right.
I'm not looking at him and be like, damn, that nigga dick. But it's kind of like, I'm thinking that
Because you're
it's
fucking,
me.
because you're, it's a
me.
POV.
So I don't want to be like, I'm this little. No, it's not going to get me there.
No. That's why I was like, I forgive you. I understood what you were saying.
Yeah, but back to the question because she want to know. So on to you. We're just going to go to you. Can I start with the cons first with you?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I'm joking. No,
No,
I'm joking.
please start with the cons. Make me feel good at the end. I need
we gotta do
I
a
need
sandwich.
soothing.
What's an
So,
open face sandwich or
My aftercare, please.
with you, I see the negatives. You have a lot of hurts. A lot. And I think it will be hard for somebody to actually try to love you because I feel like you will just kind of push them away. And I've been in a relationship like that before. And it's frustrating as hell. And it's like, hey, it's hard for you to accept love. So why am I here?
I've been called clingy. I think that's a false
You've
association.
been called clingy.
Yes, absolutely.
clingy? You call me clingy? I'm sorry.
Oh, Chels.
Love life.
Let's see. A pro.
But I can get that perception.
So a pro.
There's only one con. It's just the
yeah, that's
hurt?
only one. Yeah, that's like the only one con that I see. So I guess more.
I'll accept that. I won't try and find more. Thank you.
So the pros I see. Just going off of your list, I like the list that you have, especially the whole business minded, financially set. Because I do believe that is something that, especially in the Black community, we need to be more in tune with. Like, let's learn how to build generation wealth. Let's learn how to not only that and get into more mental health and things like that. Me personally, the reason I went into real estate because I feel like real estate is a great investment to be in and everything. And for the things that I want to do, I want to be able to make sure my family is good, make sure my, generations are good, anything like that. But also with podcasting, it's like, it's a good way to get out there to help people. Like, I've looked at so many videos that help me, to get to where I'm trying to get to.
Same.
But I know that I wouldn't be able to do it if financially I didn't have the by means to do it. So I wouldn't enjoy podcasting as much if I got to worry about paying bills and things like that. You even have some teachers out there. They can enjoy teaching kids. And this is why in Chicago you have so many schools closing because of test scores and things like that, because they ain't really getting paid. So that joy is being taken away from them, and it's hurting, kids. So
It's hurting America.
All that.
America wants this. Sorry, America wants this ish. Y'all, it's all on purpose.
If we want to put on our tinfoil hat, but
America does not want smart, educated people, because smart, educated people would be telling America, like, you want some BS.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to be told they on BS. They just want to run how they want to run it.
Yeah, because the people on top don't want to get down.
No one in power wants anyone to say no to them, second guess them, challenge them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We're just being extra.
Thank you for coming today. We
Thank
really
you for having me.
appreciate it. I want to say this. Whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. You have a good system going. I don't want you to get discouraged because it has to be perfect before you put it out there.
I know, right?
Obviously, we are not a perfect platform, but I always taught consistency is key. You can always add on. It's hard to take off.
Yeah,
So
I will.
So where can we find you?
So,
Is that good
yeah.
enough, Erica?
You can say whatever you would like. This is
Okay.
your podcast.
Okay. As well.
Oh shit! Are we experiencing another See the Thing Is? Oh shit!
Oh, snap. We'll talk about that while we're cleaning up, okay? Don't. Oh,
Actually,
Lord Jesus
we just had a
Christ.
discussion today, and yesterday a little bit too. But
I was figuring we were probably going to make a whole separate episode.
right, actually, we should. Stay tuned.
But but you can find me on IG at Mr.Forbes. It's Mr. DOT Forbes. Same thing on Twitter as well, Mr.Forbes. On TikTok as well. You can find me at the Chill Lounge Podcast. Also follow my Ask Your Mail. What was my Twitter handle for that? I'm sorry. What my IG handle for that? But yeah, you can find me on that. What else? Here we go. Ask _your _ males _ BF. That's the best one I could come up with because everything else was taken.
We'll put it in the description.
And then also follow the Chill Lounge Network. That is a YouTube channel that I'm working on. Have different content on there. You'll see the actual male best friend on there as well too. Episode coming soon. And yeah, that's what it is.
Amazing. Well, this has been another episode of I was just going to steal somebody else's since we were talking about her. Okay, well, you can follow us at the Just Extra _ podcast on Instagram and TikTok. We also have that same thing on the YouTube. And you can follow Jackie at All Things J, Jay, spelled out. And you can follow me, your girl, the best, Erica. Not that Jackie's not the best. I'm just saying that I'm great too. Erica _ stay ready. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Girl, you know I'm just extra.